Okay, now press star 5. And that will mute everybody.
All right.
Okay, go ahead.
Tempta. Abdurkul Shayuat Biwasamus Shilpa Tempta. Begin all things by first using the all. Warning. This information is not for entertainment purposes. If you are Black, African American, Negro, colored, fraternity or sorority affiliated, Mason, Shriner, Jesuit, fiat worshiper, money worshiper, idol worshiper, religious worshiper, political worshiper, suffer from mental illness, drug addiction of any kind, self-hate, depression, Willie Lynch syndrome, Stockholm syndrome, five monkey syndrome, a robot, stuck on persons, places, or things, do not like reading and comprehension, have a fear of the unknown, a fear of Amorites, misnomer white people, scared of upsetting Massa and irritating his plantation, have a highly disagreeable nature, love slavery, love the Matrix, and want to continue to stay plugged into the Matrix, then these addresses are not for you. Please hang up or stop this video and do not listen ever again. This is not for you, and you know it. These weekly addresses are for deities only and for those who are ready to ascend. This information breaks up families, and you may end up walking this path alone. This information will cause your central nervous system to go into full shock from atoms to quarks. And if you want to remain asleep, this information will cause irreparable damage to you and may cause you to go crazy. As Jack Nicholson stated in the movie A Few Good Men, you can't handle the truth. With that being said, this is our 47th weekly address of questions and answers with Maku Nubu Ina Sagar, Chief Brown Eyes Hawk, also known as Chief Nanya Shaabu L, copyright trademark, of the Asakata Nation of Yamasee Moors, copyright trademark, discussing current events with current solutions. Asakata Nation of Yamasee Moors, copyright trademark, is internationally recognized by the United Nations as an indigenous peoples organization and indigenous nation. Asakata Nation of Yamasee Moors, copyright trademark, are also stakeholders of the United States and Canada, lien holders, claimants, and creditors of the Vatican Holy See, Elizabeth II, a.k.a. Elizabeth Mary Windsor Mountbatten Battenberg, and all their agents, heirs, assigns, and principals, the state of Georgia, and the White House. Your questions for the address should be regarding our two official websites, http://sites.google.com/SITE/ATSITANATIONY and http://INDIGENOUS9.TRIPOD.com. Or from the Autochthonous Treaties. It is a must read. It is unscribed. If you would like Maku Nubu Atyunat Sagar, Chief Brown Eyes Hawk, also known as Chief Nanya Shaabu L, copyright trademark, to send you a PDF of it, send him a request. Facts are facts. Truth is truth. And now is the only time you have. If you are not a secured party, Maku Nubu Atyunat Sagar, Chief Brown Eyes Hawk, also known as Chief Nanya Shaabu L, copyright trademark, is only available to you during the weekly address with your questions, or email him at AUTOCHTHON, the number 19, at gmail.com. If you are a secured party, send the Chief an email request to join the interactive online training for secured parties held every Sunday beginning at 12:19 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you would like to send him mail or packaged item, his mailing address is :Chief: Nanya Shaabu: Ale GD Station Main, Edmonton, Alberta T5J2G8. Our address can be accessed on Nanya Akiru's webpage at youtube.com/user/Phoenix Rose. That's FEENIXROSE. Or on Facebook at ASHNYM Weekly Address, or Google Sakata Nation Weekly Address. Universal consent and permission is granted with all autochthonous rights reserved eternally by Chief Nanya Shaabu L for all to record and upload the weekly address and to post them wherever you choose. Our Facebook page is daily news postings by our Maku Chief Nanya Shaabu L. There you will find current and interesting news articles, as well as postings related to claiming Indigenous standing. Also on Facebook, we have the SF-181 page. There you will see published examples of SF-181s. Maku Nubu A'ina Sagar, Chief Brown Eyes Hawk, also known as Chief Nanya Shaabu L's Facebook page, is Nanya Shaabu L. And his fan page is Chief Nanya Shaabu L, registered copyright trademark of the Sakata Nation. If you want to be Facebook friends with the Chief, send him a private Facebook message with your friend request. He will not accept anonymous, ambiguous, impersonal friend requests. Rawat, Wahotep, Elan Tutin, greetings and peace to you all. Our addresses begin at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Saturdays. The call-in number is 661-673-8605 with access code 846967#. The playback number is 559-670-1099 with the same access code 846967#. We are now Skyping during the address to take your questions. Maku Nubu A'ina Sagar, Chief Brown Eyes Hawk, also known as Chief Nanya Shaabu L, copyright trademark. Username on Skype is Nanya Ale. If you would like to be in on the Skype call, contact him during the week with your Skype username so you can be added to the group call. You can also ask questions via Facebook message during the address. We ask that you mute your phone and Skype call during the recording unless you have a question, of course. Maku, the floor is yours.
Okay, you got to press *5. Okay, and then press *5 again. Okay. And what I'm going to do is, you can hang up, Sa.
Okay.
And what I'm going to do is I'll see if that should render the control back to me. Okay, let's see here. What do we got? Okay, hold on a second, y'all. We're going to get started here shortly. Okay, no, that's not. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hang up and call back in.
It is being...
Yeah, it is. It's already recorded because you already put the command in. So I can hang up. It's not going to stop. I'll be right back.
Hey, Uncle, what up? Good. Come on down. Waiting on my dude to come through. You're on this way now. I probably ain't gonna be able to call you, but good time. Just come on down. Okay.
Maku nubu akinat sagar. Greetings. Rawat.
Greetings.
Rawat.
What's up?
All right. So before we get started, I'm going to do our invocations as always. And so everybody that's on the Skype, just hold on a second because I want to actually stream through YouTube again like we did last week. So I'm going to get that in process while we are having the floor open for questions. But before we do that, as always, we're going to do our invocations. And what's so wonderful this week is now we have it recorded that I'm calling the company in California, yet the prompts are being done in French, even though the company conference call is in California. So this goes to show that we have a lot of secret admirers. Listen to the weekly address. So what I'm doing right now is I'm lighting some charcoal. I'm going to burn some frankincense and smudge first before we do anything. It's going to be a very strong set of invocations we're going to be doing today before we get started. So while I'm doing this, I'm actually smudging the phone right now. See, you coughing already. See, you getting it?
That's right.
Okay.
Right.
So now I'm smoking. I got some sage as well as some frankincense for everybody that wants to know what specifically I'm using right now. I got some Somalian frankincense, the resin, and sage. So I'm just smoking out the room. And I'll stand under this tetrahedron a little bit here. Smoke out the laptop. Okay. These are the things and the preparations that we have to do either before or during the address. Alrighty, so we're going to start off. I'm going to mute out everybody and we're going to start off with the invocation from the Gold Book for those that have it. That is going to be supplication. We're going to start with supplication 36. Yeah, that will be the perfect one. Okay, this is supplication 36. It's on page 226 for those that have it. The Sacred Tablet of Tamaray, otherwise known as the Gold Book. For those that don't have it, they can email me at atoxin19@gmail, and they can get it. So we're starting on page 226. Timsta, Sipa, Rin Shilpa Timsta, Nuk Amiru Pa Timsta, Ya Nitiru, Nuk Atlibu, Maluj Fi, Entutin, Min Magig, Wa Atspu, Wa Nuk Atlibu, Malujuk, Min Wagus, Shil Gawut, Wa Kasulis, Wa Nuk Atlibu, Malujuk, Min Kawun Khanug, Bi'ithun, Wa Pa Dahudsin Shil Inosat, Ya Enli, Wahidat, Ya Nitiru, Wa Nibu Uk, Kafuni Kar, Dik Ash, Kalun Ganunmul, Liya Sawuni Khaub, Min Shinu, Kalun Mamnu, Wa Kar Naumuk, Sanugni Fadun, Min Afuz, Shil Shinu, Kalun Timradu, Bi Entutin, Ya Nitiru I Wa Nibu, Yashu, La Kafuz Alani, Ista Nawat, Ashnuk Timpagawuth, Liya Zawul, ويغسني وأجزني استخراس وكرت رهم علني أنتوتين أثا دوني فأجزني نصر وهم منو زفو شينو هم يبرفوا ليا كون فهاجات جهادي أيريوب يا نتروئي لا تجبني إذا نبنسو أو سنوب خلوتون نتروئي لا رجد علني مسون لي آزون إنو سي خبوشات ليا أخوز شلوت شلني سانودني كسول ومململ شل نافون همود إلى أنتوتين وباسوت نوابو كونفين 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 موغا 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 on amun re amun re amun re. This frankincense and with sage is really nice. Okay, the next invocation we're going to be doing is quantum invocation. For those that are familiar with the quantum invocations. If you don't, again, you can email me and I can send you a copy of the quantum invocations. And you all can utilize them because they do work. Now, this quantum invocation is the invocation for breaking attacks on yourself. Timsta. I pa mabruka wa gadush ren shilpa azum netir wa son of Gebenut, children of the majestic Amun-Re. Fipa mabruka wa gadush ren shilpa azum netir yusir sa shel Gebwanut aruat shilpa jaborek Amun-Re. Heavenly Father Yusir, Heavenly Mother Aset, now, in the name of your son Hiru, I break, crush, dissolve, and destroy every satanic attack, Druid attack, Wicca attack, witch attack, Kabbalah witch attack, wizard attack, shaman attack, witch doctor attack, witchcraft attack, vampire attack, werewolf attack, Santeria attack, voodoo attack, magical attack, sorcery attack, Luciferian attack, demonic attack, satanic attack, psychic attack, telepathic attack, mental attack, remote viewing attack, and all the remote viewers working for the U.S. government and the Canadian government, as well as MI5 and anywhere working for them and any shadow government remote viewers, mind control attack, radionics attack, psychotronic attack, psionic attack, death signal attack, disease signal attack, scalar wave attack, Tesla wave attack, laser wave attack, ELF attack, RF attack, microwave attack, magnetic attack, acoustic attack, infrared attack, and every kind of attack that I don't know the name of, from every person, place, thing, witch, occult source, psychic source, machine, Satanist, Druid witch, Wicca witch, Kabbalah witch, wizard, shaman, remote viewing operator, radionics operator, psychotronics operator, psionic operator, Pine Gap group, MIB group, government group, witches, Satanist or Masonic group, New World Order group, Shadow Government group, Illuminati group, MJ12 group, Faction 1 group, Faction 2 group, Faction 3 group, Faction 4 group, NSA group, NRO group, Christian groups, Baptist, Pentecostal, Anglican groups, religious groups, CIA group, FBI group, NIMA group, DOJ group, Dawn group, ACIO group, ASIO group, Psy-Corp group, MJTF group, military group, intelligence group, Army Group, Navy Group, Air Force Group, Marine Corps Group, NIS Group, DIA Group, OSI Group, ONI Group, OSS Group, UFOs Group, MI5 Group, MI6 Group, Mars Defense Force Group, Mars Intelligence Force Group, Mars Project Group, Disagreeable Reptilian Group, Disagreeable Draconian Group, Ray Group, Insect Group, and every disagreeable group I don't know the name of. Now, in Horus's name, I call Amun-Re. Now, in the name of Hiru, son of Yusir and Aset, I command Hiru to bind everything that came into me from those attacks. Now, in Hiru's name, I command Hiru. I close every door that was opened to you. I take away every legal hold and legal ground that you have on me, and I cut you loose from all your assignments. Now, in Hiru's name, I call Amun-Re, Amun-Re, Amun-Re. Now, in Hiru's name, I command everything that came into me from those attacks to leave me now. In Hiru's name, Father Yusir and Mother Aset, Shil Septet, Inseptet, I ask you now and I command you all now to send these things back to whoever sent them to me to bring them to repentance, if that is at all possible. Now, in Hiru's name, I call Amun-Re. Father Yusir Septet and Mother Aseta Septet, now in your son Hiru's name, I give you gratitude and appreciation for these divine successes and for making myself and all of us on these calls and these weekly addresses, especially this weekly address today, free from these attacks. Now, in Hiru's name, I call Amun-Re, 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 Kawun-Fin, 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 on. Excuse me. Okay, so, excuse me again. So this is the quantum invocations that we do. And this is necessary, especially because of today. Excuse me. What we're going to do now, we're going to get started, and what we're going to do is I'm going to bring up, before we open the floor for questions, what we had last week, which happened on Tuesday, was the CERN atom smasher, the Hadron Collider, had short-circuited. Some people are aware of it, some are not. For those that are not aware of it, go to the Address47With Weekly Address page right now on Facebook, and I'm going to be putting the link there so you can look at the article as well as the Agnihotra that I did on asking the Nanya to cause the atom smasher, the CERN Hadron Collider, to shut down. That happened actually 11 days after I had did it, and everyone knows the number 11 is spiritually known as destruction. And this goes to show that with all the technology, that's a $13 billion project that they've been doing since 2008, with a $150 million upgrade, that just shorted out. So this means that, and a lot of people didn't like what was going on with CERN and potentially creating a black hole. So now what has happened is, because this has been done and we have the documented evidence, and all anyone has to do is type in Agnihotra versus CERN, and that's spelled CERN, and you'll see the video. You'll see the video of me doing the Agnihotra to stop that. So this goes to show that the invocations do work. Once one thing, though, has to be stressed. If you do not accept that they work, then they will not work. So just keep that in mind. And it also shows the connection that we have worldwide as well. So with that, I just wanted to bring that up. So the link is there, and people can go. They can go see that. So I'm going to open the floor for questions. We're going to start off internationally, as always, first. Then we're going to go from east to west. East to west. Okay. Women first, and then men. So any women, international, Africa, Middle East, Europe, South America, Argentina, especially the islands, in the Pacific Islands, Solomon Islands, Vanuatu, and Papua West New Guinea. Any women internationally that's on the call that have a question? Going once. Any women? Okay. Any men? And international. This is international first. Any men internationally? Papua West New Guinea, South America, Africa, Europe, Middle East, Asia, China that have a question? Going once. Going twice. Going 3 times. Okay. Now we're going to go east to west. East Coast time zone, which is Michigan, Ontario, Quebec, Toronto, New York, Pennsylvania, Georgia, Florida. Any women that have a question? Going once. Going twice. Going 3 times. Okay? Any men in the Eastern time zone that have a question? Going once. Going twice.
Peace, Chief. I have a question.
Okay. Yes, this is for we were going into the men, but I'll make an exception this time. Yes. And who is this?
This is Dr. Khalifa from San Diego, California.
Greetings.
Greetings. I wanted to know exactly what the purpose is of the SF-181. Why is it important? And
yes.
Okay.
And anything? Well, is there a question to that? You there?
I'm sorry, can you say that again? I thought you were talking to someone else.
No, I was talking to you. Is there a secondary question? Like, because you said the purpose of the SF-181, and you said, what's the purpose? That's fine. And was there anything else? I thought you had a follow-up question to that.
There is a follow-up question, but I want to just get the answer to that one first, if that's okay.
Okay, that's
thank
not
you.
a problem. Okay, the purpose of the SF-181, and this is why, and because we had spoken in the past, and I'm making an exception, and I just want you to appreciate that. Otherwise, I would simply just say go back and listen to number 19, 35, 29, or any one of those weekly addresses. And I'm making an exception, and I want you to really consider that I'm making an exception after 46 weeks of doing this. The purpose of the Standard Form 181, you are aware that black has no standing at law, correct? Are you there?
That's correct. I'm sorry. Yes, I had the phone on mute because I didn't want the background noise.
No. Don't worry about the background noise because this is what other people who may hear this for the first time. I'd like to get back and forth, and then afterwards you can mute out. So you don't have to mute out because we're going to talk and I'm going to pull some things. So now, black has no standing at law, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so since black has no standing at law, that means you should not be calling yourself black, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Now, the standard Form 181, and you should probably have a copy of it in front of you because you emailed me this morning. So you see, do you have it in front of you?
The SF-181, yes.
Okay. What is the definition of white? On the SF form, how does it define white?
I have to get my glasses. I'm sorry because I haven't. It's in a small print and I can't see it.
Well, you know what? Yeah, I realize that. See, this is the reason why when people call, they wonder why I am the way I am sometimes, and this is the time that's being wasted.
Well, I'm sorry. I didn't know I was going to have to read something, or I would have been prepared. I just thought that you had an answer for the question.
Take nothing for. Be fully prepared. This is how we do it on these addresses. I don't just sit there. This is not about me lecturing people primarily. This is where there's back and forth going here. Because anybody can stand up in front of somebody and talk for 2 hours and the people don't say anything. That's not how we do. That's religion. And when you start questioning them, then they start getting uptight. So at any point you're ready, you just let me know.
I'm ready. You want to know the definition of white?
Yeah, read the definition. What does it say there?
A person having origins in any of the original peoples of Europe, the Middle East, or North Africa.
Okay. Who are the original people of Europe?
Who are the original Europeans?
Yes.
I would imagine Moors or
no, we don't want to use the word imagine. No, we don't want to use the word imagine. Imagine deals with illusion. Who, in fact, are the real and original Europeans?
Well, I only know the Moors to be the original, the Moabites to be the original people.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. And what we'll do is we're going to put the word Moabite to the side. We'll deal with that shortly. The Moors, okay? Now, who are the original Middle Easterners? You there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, who are the original Middle Easterners?
I don't know. I don't know. I thought they were all Moors, but you said put that aside, so I don't know. I thought they were Moors.
No, I said Moabite. Hold on. I said Moabite because that's what you said. I said we'll accept Moabite. We're going to push that to the side and deal with that shortly.
Oh, okay.
So the original people of the Middle East, okay, Moors. Who's the original North Africans?
The Moors.
Okay, so now let's put this in another way. Who's the first people on the planet?
That would be us.
Okay, go on. That would be us, right?
Yeah.
So now, as they would say, by process of elimination, since we are the first on the planet, would that not make us the first Europeans?
Yes.
So it would make us the first Europeans. So would it also make us the first Middle Easterners?
Yeah.
And therefore, would it make us the first, obviously, from North Africa, correct?
Correct.
So, now that we've got that established, the U.S. government, which is a federal corporation, is telling the entire planet, this is the corporation's definition of white. Agreed?
Agreed.
Okay, now there is a document called the Integrated Post-Secondary Education Data System. And this is by the National Center for Education Statistics under the U.S. Department of Education. If you Google the iPads, or I can send you the document, I'll email it to you while we're doing this, so you don't have to worry about it. And those that want to get on Skype, hold on a second. I'm getting in right now, so don't worry. And you guys can call in just right now. I'm just logging in. Okay, so now, getting back to this integrated. Now, here is the definition for new race and ethnicity categories. You with me?
Yes.
Okay. Categories, it says race and ethnicity, new definition. Categories developed in 1997. 1997, pay close attention to that date, by the Office of Management and Budget. Okay, I'm in Skype. Everybody that's in Skype, go ahead, call me in and we can group call. That are used to describe groups to which individuals belong, identify with, or belong in the eyes of the community. The categories do not denote scientific definitions of anthropological origin. You follow that?
Yes.
The designations are used to categorize U.S. citizens, resident aliens, and other eligible non-citizens. So U.S. citizens, resident aliens, and other eligible non-citizens. So you're familiar with the Dred Scott decision, correct?
I'm familiar with it, yes.
Okay. Now, in the decision, Justice Taney said what?
Marcella.
He said that the framers of the Constitution did not consider the African American in mind, and no descendant of African has any rights any white man was bound to respect. Agreed?
Agreed.
So therefore, we move on to the next thing. I'm doing this very slow, methodically for you. The next thing is Barack Obama was asked on the Tom Joyner morning show, Tom Joyner said, "Greetings, President Barack. You're the first black president." He said, he cut Tom one time, said, "Tom, I don't consider myself black because black has no standing at law." Now, to this date, we've been still trying to get our hands on the audio. We have a picture on Facebook. So I'm thinking, Hero, you might have to set up a page for Black Has No Standing at Law page on Facebook and put all the Tom Joyner, the iPad, the SF-181, and we'll put that to rest. Okay, so continuing on now. The Social Security number that everybody carries with them, Social Insurance, whatever, that is a trust that is linked to a baby that was sold in trafficking in human cargo. However, if you call yourself black and you have no standing at law, you're not entitled to any rights. You follow that?
Yes.
Okay. So that means they're using a syntax. They're using a word and they're using language to trap you in a position of perpetual servitude. Do you get that?
Yes.
So, what they haven't done is told you that by you filling out that SF-181 form, because of the House Short Resolution when the United States apologized to African Americans for saying, you're familiar with that, correct?
Yes.
Okay. In the preamble to that, they state, we apologize for that we acknowledge that we robbed African Americans or descendants of Africans of their names and their heritage. So therefore, you have a right now to what? Claim your names and your heritage in accord with the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples. Now, what's currently happening as of January 1st of this Gregorian calendar, we have the UN International Decade, 10 years for people of African descent. And in there, they have a program of what has to be done. And it deals with recognition, justice, and development. And all, this is General Assembly, which means all the countries that are part of the United Nations have agreed to this. Mm-hmm. Okay, are you getting all of this so far?
Yes.
So now, because of the apology issued by the U.S. House of Congress, which incidentally is underneath the Vatican, they have given a doorway open for African Americans to claim their correct status in commerce. You follow?
Yes.
So now, what that means is, at the point that Barack Obama said black has no standing at law, anyone calling themselves African American or black or NAACP colored are still staying within the confines of misqualification, misidentification, and identity theft. You follow?
Yes.
So therefore, as always, they give you an out. And the out is, okay, we apologize. So now, since you're still doing business, have a job, you're doing contracting, going to school, whatever people are doing, you now have to change that from black to white. You follow?
Yes.
Because they gave you an out, didn't they?
Yes.
So if you don't take the out and or the in commercial terms of the remedy, if you do not take the remedy, now are they guilty of violating you?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So now all the African Americans, all the black people, that includes Canada too, if they continue to call themselves black in commerce, because we're living in what? A commercial world, correct?
Correct.
So if you ask anybody from Africa, regardless, you can find a whole bunch from Haiti, from Eritrea, Somalia, Kenya. You ask them, you're from Kenya? You say, yeah, I'm from Kenya. Which tribe are you from? And they'll tell you, correct?
Yes.
Or they'll say they're from so-and-so clan, correct?
Correct.
So now, this means that is the language that they use to call themselves, not the fact that they may be from Kenya. That's secondary, or even third down the list. You follow?
Yes.
So now, what does this mean? This means that everything, because of the House resolution and the Senate resolution 26, anyone calling themselves African or black or African American has no right to complain about anything, because now, read the definition of black as per the SF 181.
Black or African American is a person having origins in any of the black racial groups of Africa.
Okay, are there any black racial groups of Africa?
No. No.
Can you say that again? I didn't hear you.
Not that I know of.
Okay, so therefore, does black as a race exist?
No, black doesn't exist as a race.
Okay, so now all the problems going on in the police attacking Nubians and all this stuff and no justice in the courts, are they wrong in what they're doing to black people?
Well, morally, of course, they're absolutely wrong, but in their mind...
No, we're not talking about moral. You just admitted we're living in a commercial world, and if black has no standing up law, you're not entitled to morality either. Would you like to start again?
Okay, yes. They have the right, because they own that property, to do with whatever they want to do with their property. And they also have an insurance policy on their property. So if it becomes damaged or unusable or anymore, then they can still get paid from the trust fund that they have established for their property.
That's fine. Agreed. So therefore, black people and African Americans in the West, are they or are they not property of the United States?
They are.
So therefore, if they are not following the commercial, because remember, this is the United States corporation that's saying this is the definition of white. Any black person that continues to call themselves black is subject to what?
Property.
No, what are they subject to? Damage.
Oh,
they can be mistreated.
All kinds, from mistreatment to death.
Okay, so now, any black person right now, as you're on this call and other people are listening, might be for the first time, what should they be calling themselves?
Well, I call myself indigenous to the land, to the earth.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine and dandy. Agreed. However, you asked me what was the purpose of filling out the SF-181. And you already acknowledged we're living in a commercial world, correct?
Yes.
So therefore, the terms, white and American Indian, if you don't call yourself white, then therefore you are subject to what?
I don't consider myself a person, first of all.
You're not answering my question.
I'm sorry, the question again?
The question is this. Yes, I'm going to ask it again.
Okay.
The question is this. We're living in a commercial world. Black is subject to abuse even up to death, and it would be it's all fine and dandy. You've already established that. You've already acknowledged that, correct?
Yes.
So therefore, in commerce, you must call yourself, I'm not saying you're not indigenous, I'm saying for commercial purposes, you must say you're white.
Okay.
Because it says anyone having origins in the original peoples of what?
Europe, the Middle East,
and North Africa. So now the people who are calling themselves American Indians, who do they come from?
Us.
Okay, good. Now the people in Europe, Germany, France, Switzerland, who do they come from?
They all come from us.
Okay, so now the U.S. government, that's a legal document. That SF-181 is a legal document. It's not only that, it's an international legal document. So they are acknowledging they have committed identity theft on every Nubian person in the Western Hemisphere as well as worldwide.
Yes.
So therefore, that document, the purpose of that is it is evidence of genocide, apartheid, rape, trafficking in human cargo, crimes against humanity, war crimes, infanticide, living off the avails, racketeering, crimes against humanity, et al. So you have to fill out the SF-181 because, as you stated, you consider yourself indigenous, correct?
Yeah.
Correct?
Correct.
So since you consider yourself indigenous, what does this means? What is your remedy and recourse that would allow you to get remedy and recourse as an indigenous, or as an indigent to be more correct? What is the key to you getting your remedy and recourse? Because you're still operating in commerce, correct?
Correct. that's why I'm here to get, more assistance in the remedy, because I'm not totally sure. I've already removed myself partially. I'm sitting on the line here. I've got 1 foot out and 1 foot in because I'm
I don't know which line. I don't know which line you're talking about. All I know is that we have been doing these weekly addresses. You were actually on the 3rd or the 4th one that you had called in, and this is the first one since that time. So it was about 43 or 44 addresses later you call back. Because all the addresses we have are recorded. Everything is all put up on the internet. So
I don't see how that. If that's relevant, then maybe I shouldn't. I don't mean to be a bother by any means. I just thought I'd gather some information. But my apologies for interrupting or whatever.
No, this is not an interruption. I'm saying that you were on the 4th address, and now you're on the 47th. And I'm saying, have you listened to, when I spoke with you on the phone previous, have you listened to any of the addresses from since then?
Yes, I have.
We spoke about okay, which one did you listen to?
I listened to 40, 39, 19. I listened to about 10 of them.
Okay. So now, when I hear somebody telling me they've listened to 10 and they're asking me, at this point, what is the purpose of filling out an SF-181? Have you heard about 10 of them? I was very detailed in them. And even now, I even walk you step by step. This is not about gathering information for the purpose of, I know stuff. This is about utilization, because it's worldwide slavery is what's going on. So the purpose of the SF-181... The purpose of the SF-181... Yes, I'm giving you your clarity right now. The purpose of the SF-181 is, like I was stating earlier, trafficking in a human cargo, genocide, apartheid, rape. The word, if someone calls themselves black, it is a negative frequency, a negative energy, a negative resonance, a negative tone, a negative vibration. And if they keep using that, all the bad stuff they keep. It's just like the law of attraction. If you think something positive stuff's going to happen for you. If you think negative, you will attract the negative. Correct? Can we agree on that?
That's correct.
So therefore, what this means is, because the United States has so eloquently and so greatly did that SF-181 and said a person is white as anyone having origins in the original peoples, we're the first on the planet, that makes it mandatory for any Nubian in the Western Hemisphere or the military bases overseas, in other countries where the U.S. has military bases, even the U.S. military, guys in the military, they have to change their status from black to white. They can't keep it as black. And the further thing is, when you talked about, remedy, like a solution, the remedy is that SF-181, because now it allows you to use international law. You can't do that if you're calling yourself black, African-American, U.S. citizen, or an American. You're not going to get it. You comprehend?
Yes, thank you.
So that's the reason for that, and that's why no one else who's supposedly trying to free people is mentioning the standard Form 181. They can't. Now, here's the next thing. Because of your previous experience in media, you do realize, now that has done, Anderson Cooper cannot be referring to any African American as black or African American. You know that, right?
About Anderson Cooper?
Yeah, from CNN.
No, I don't watch television, so I'm not sure. I comprehend that.
I comprehend that, but the thing is, when they interview anybody on CNN, because you used to be in the media, you know now, because of this fact that I told you, they have to no longer call the guests that come on there as black or African American, because that means that CNN is perpetuating the genocide, apartheid, rape, trafficking in human cargo, forced assimilation because if your family was Navajo, Choctaw, Cherokee, and now they have to call themselves African American because they were told to, even though they're not, that is crimes against humanity. You do realize that, right?
Well, yes, being in the media for over 37 years, I would have to say that's a good thing that they're not being able to use the phrase black or African American anymore. However, even more important than that is the image that's being projected on the screen. And that has more impact than them leaving out the word black or African American.
No, well, they're not going to leave it out. They can no longer use that and attribute that to Nubians. They have to refer to them correctly as to who they are. Therefore, the image that you're talking about will change. But as long as the Nubians... Hold on a second. As long as that image, and I agree with you, it's powerful, but once you take the word away, they cannot use the image that's associated with that, which means now CNN, who's probably listening and they got their people on the phone, are going to have to change their dialogue. They're going to, because David Letterman had Cornel West on 2 Mondays ago or a Monday ago after we did the weekly address, and David Letterman started talking about the indigenous peoples. They do not want to tell the world, even though they have to admit it, that you all of us, are the original indigenous, not only of North America, but the entire planet. That means the Rothschilds, with all the shekels they have, they don't have the shekels to have to compensate us for the damage they've done to us. So the only other thing they would have to do is they'd have to give up the planet. Yes. That's the only other option that they'd have because of the damage that they've done.
It's a big step to
so hold on a second, because you called me because you said you wanted the purpose. So this is how I deal. I give full disclosure. I give detailed information. Because this is what people say they want, and that's why we put a warning out there. I had to start doing that now because I'm realizing a lot of these Nubians, they're still plugged into the matrix and they can't deal with it. They can't. So the fact is, CNN cannot be calling any guest that they have, whether it's Shaka Khan, whether it's Bill Cosby or whoever, they cannot call them black because Barack told the secret black has no standing at law. That means when you get off this phone today, if your daughter, your son, or any associates is, well, you're black, you have to tell them, no, I'm white and I'm Native American. I am not black.
Well, they already think I'm crazy, so to say that just would add fuel to the fire. It doesn't matter.
Welcome to the club.
Cutie poo. Yeah.
The same thing as ladies fixing her hair so often. Because she's a lady.
So it doesn't really matter at this point. The point of the matter here is, do you want your freedom? Because this is why we said at the beginning, this will cause you to walk past break up family.
There's a lot of background noise going in the car.
So what I'm saying now, Khalifa, is it doesn't matter what your friend, because if they are thinking you're crazy, then they're really not your family. And so therefore, you have to get around like-minded people, and this is a major paradigm shift. Some people are not prepared for it, some can't handle it, and some can't deal with the implication of what's happening. So there is, like I said, this is an extended version of what is the purpose of the standard Form 181. And furthermore, going back to the CNN, and that means they have to change all their records. That means they have to change the classifications, which means the books at school have to be changed, which means the U.S. Department of Education, which issued the Integrated Post-Secondary Education Data System, has to change all the curriculums. All the school districts got to change their books. They can't use black. They got to take it out. That's going to cost what? Money. However, the U.S. on the other side went and issued it. This is why Angelina Jolie and the rest of these cats are going on this. So why are they going over to Africa and adopting African children? And here is the secret, you all, because when the children come to this country, they have to be classified as white. So I'm going to be frank. If I was a white person, and I am, not person in a corporate sense, but just for the sake of the discussion, yes, I'm white. I'm not adopting no kids in no ghetto here, even though they do need the help because they don't have the status at law. They have no standing at law and no commercial status. I'm going over to Africa. There's your secret. That's why anybody who's in the ghetto listening to this, who's awake, they're going to get on this. They're going to jump on this, and we could just, like I said, 19 minutes of Gregorian time shut the whole matrix down just off that form alone. But until Nubians start doing this, they are going to continue to go in the same circle and the same cycle. I'm going to mute. Okay, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, great. So it came up beautiful. Beautiful. All right. So this is fantastic. So what was your secondary question, your second question?
Well, I could be wrong about this, but it seemed to me that also on that SF-181, the way that the name is spelled, or should I say laid out, last name, first name, middle initial, that's not that person. That person was all. That is the person. Not just middle initial. That is that person. Okay.
That is that person. The person is what? A corporation. And the SSN is attributed to that corporation. Now, the question, and nobody seems to ask. The corporation,
I thought, was first name, middle name, last name, all caps.
Say that again?
I thought that corporation was first, middle, and last names, all caps.
No. It's both. So once it's all caps, it's a corporation. That's why I told you that you want to change and put the debtor name there in all caps because you had it in upper and lower.
But the debtor never received any so-called bills spelled last name first name, and then middle initial. It's always been first, middle, last.
Yeah, that's what they issue out. When they have them on file, how do you think they're filing them? By last name.
Understood.
Okay, so therefore, what's the problem?
I'm just saying, the way that's spelled, the way that's laid out, that's not the same person.
Yes, it is the same person. Because on their books, they're going to keep records, how? By last name.
Okay, well, when I get a check in the mail or anything from them, it's never addressed last name, first name, middle initial. It's always addressed.
That's fine.
So then that's, why I have a question about that. That doesn't seem right to me.
And is the check in upper and lowercase or all caps?
All caps.
So, like I said before, I said it's both. Once it's all capital letters, it's still fiction, regardless. It's still a corporation. It's still a person.
Okay.
Because on the Social Security card, it's first, middle, last. The Office of Management and Budget, they're the ones that says last name, first, and middle initials. That's what they want. That's fine, because they are keeping a different set. They're connected to the U.S. Treasury, and they're directly underneath the White House, because OMB is Office of Management and Budget. So they have all these trust accounts that were prepaid because of the birth registration, which is what? Trafficking in human cargo. And because of that, there is no if you don't do the SF-181, they can make a visual determination and automatically say you're quote-unquote slave, chattel property, etc. Whereas when you fax the form in and do what we do, which is publish it, we put it out on an SF-181 page on Facebook, the entire planet knows, and because the form is available on the entire planet. Do you realize how many guys in the military, black officers in the military, all they have to do is switch that SF-181 form and it's just going to change the whole thing, and then the U.S. is in trouble because you can't take the inhabitants of an area and conscript them into your military. That's against international law. That's General Orders 100. So the SF-181, for those that think black people are going to get reparations, you don't fill that form up, you ain't getting no reparations. You're not going to be even entitled to reparations. Let me say that again. Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, Dick Gregory, who else? Who else is big? Malik Shabazz, NAACP, 100 Black Men of Atlanta, all these black Greek fraternities. If these guys, and some of them have already done their SF-181, they just ain't told y'all. If these guys don't do this, right, all this stuff about we're trying to get reparations for black people, you're not, let me tell this again, you're not going to get a penny because Barack said black has no standing at law. Tom Joyner has been around as long as he has, didn't even ask the obvious question, what do you mean black has no standing at law? It means you all have no rights, so they can kill you in the street.
Well, what day was that? Do you remember? Because I'm going to try to find that taping. Do you remember when that was?
I don't know. This is when he first got into office. So back in 2009 when he got into office. Because he was elected in 2008. So after sometime in 2009, because it was the first time he was on there as, first time he came in as president. And we've been looking all high and low for that audio. Somebody out of 300 million people, when he went on there, that was quote unquote historic. You tell me nobody has a copy of it?
They may have just pulled it.
Well, then the question is why? Because Barack told you all something you all weren't supposed to what? No. So the solution is very simple. It's so simple people can't believe it's that simple. And I tell them, yeah, it is. Black has no standing at law. I am white and proud. I am white and proud. I am white and proud.
Okay. All right. Thank you for your explanation. I appreciate it.
You're quite welcome. Okay, now continuing on with the men in the East Coast. Any man on the East Coast?
That's Hotep, Michael.
Hotep, nigger, what's up, white power?
White power, white power, white power. I was just curious as to whether you had received the email that I'd sent you, I think it was a couple of days ago, in reference to the fact that the guy that was filming said that there was no Arawaks in the area. There was no such thing. There was no such thing as Jamaica and so forth. It kind of seemed like he was watching the weekly addresses. I don't know if you saw it or not. I just wanted to get your opinion on that.
I think you sent that. Let me see here. Just as I'm trying to scroll down and skip page on me. See, what happened was I think that was It was interesting, but I just didn't have time to watch the video. But the original name of Jamaica is Jamaica, spelled with an X. And
right.
You had Carib and Arawak there. And more than likely, he probably is listening to the address because all you have to do is go on Google and say indigenous names of the Caribbean islands, and then you'll see the different names of what they were called originally.
Indeed.
And so the thing is, again, it comes back to when people say they want rights or they want remedy and recourse, you have to use the correct syntax. You have to use the correct language, frequency, resonance, tone, vibration, frequency to get what you're entitled to. You cannot sit there and say, you can't sit there and say you're a jackrabbit and I'm a jackrabbit. You can't. It's not going to work. And then you got a whole bunch of wolves and foxes chasing you. Well, what did you expect? You said you're a jackrabbit.
Correct.
But the reality of it is, the Nubians in the Western Hemisphere, they again, it comes back to the five monkeys. They've been so ingrained on calling themselves black. Now that you say, oh, I'm white, all of a sudden they get all bent out of shape. But notice, this just shows you the power of white. Nobody has challenged me on this.
Correct. Now, would Amaru Olmekshi still be, would you be in, standing with that?
Would I be in standing with Amaru what?
No, would one be in correct standing if they were to go by those terms that the brother was using on that link that I sent you?
I don't know because I'm still.
Amaru Olmekshi.
That's the email.
No, I'm saying those were the terms that he referred to as.
Okay. Okay. Let me see here. I think I just. Okay. Yeah, an explosive presentation, March 2015. I'm clicking. We are not Jamaican, says lecture, an explosive presentation. The so-called Arawaks are fake. Columbus was a mass murdering thief. Yeah, that's correct. The slave trade was actually a race war. Not. Jamaican citizens are legally British property. Agreed. Christianity is a psychological weapon. Agreed. Queen Elizabeth still owns the government of Jamaica. Agreed. Jamaicans are neither independent nor free. Agreed. I've been telling people this from day one. I got into a fight with my so-called mother about the same thing with Trinidad. And I said, well, Trinidad, no, we have our independence. I said, why is she on your money?
Right.
She's like, I said, isn't she on the back of like the 1, the 5, the 10, Trinidad and Tobago? Yes. I said, okay, so why is she on the back? Because what they're doing is telling you publicly you're free, but privately they're still kicking tax back. That's the difference between public and private. A lot of people like to talk about that. Oh, yeah, I'm staying on the private side. I don't go on the public side. Talking a bunch of foolishness. Whatever you do privately, you must inform the public of what's happening. Once you do that, then there's no dispute. They can't turn around and say they weren't known, they didn't know. That's the same thing. That's why I got to lean on the Rothschild. The only one on the planet, new Melaninite that got to lean on the Rothschilds. So y'all getting this? All these people calling me, I'm a deity. I know you get it. You my nigger, so I know you get it.
Indeed.
But the point of the matter here is the playtime is over. That's what I said. When I say white power, that's a challenge for any one of them. Polite, this one, that. They ain't going to say nothing because they into what? Religion, and it's safe. So now they're realizing you have to go back to the original, etymology. Like Todd says, the etymon.
Yes, the etymon.
You have to say etymology. You have to go back to the origin of the word. What did it originally mean? Forget what we're using now, because it was established back then, and it has a particular frequency. So just like the sister was saying Moor, I said Moor is just a generic term because that was what England used to describe anybody from Africa. It didn't matter which part of Africa. They said, oh, he's a Moor, she's a Moor. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
When you turn around and you ask the people from Africa, they'll tell you, I'm from Watusi, I'm Zulu, I'm Ashanti, I am Kibongo. Okay. That is a positive frequency for them because they would name themselves something that's positive. Overstood?
Right.
You there?
I'm here.
Okay, no, I heard a beep, so somebody...
Yeah, I did too.
Let me turn on this ohm here. I'm going to switch a tape and switch the DVD. Put on the ohm now. Oh, yeah, so this is why I'm saying, I think this is it here. And I'll play the ohm in the background. So that's what I said. The playtime is over, and as long as the Nubians keep calling themselves black, that is it. They're not going to win. Can you see now how this circle?
Yes.
And the same thing happens. Somebody gets shot. The brother gets this, that, the next. And I'm like, okay, well, why are you guys continuing to call yourselves black and you consider Barack your president? You get mad when him and Michelle, who get classified as, they change their pictures for them to look like monkeys, and you get mad at that, and then he's telling you...
Hey, I wanted to thank you again, man, for the
job you did in the bathroom. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah.
You know.
All right.
So this is what we're talking about. So this is why, okay, if you all can't deal with this, you deserve slavery. That's why Hollywood, through Django, through, what's the other one? 12 Years a Slave, Book of Negroes, they're telling you all have not gotten out of slavery. Just graduated to another part of the plantation, and now it's elevated. And then here's the funny part. Now, I like to go further, you know, and I'm like, now these same Amorites getting mad. I said, y'all better watch out for that artificial intelligence, because the artificial intelligence is already out there. So I've been looking at some of these data breaches. I said, no, these data breaches, this country attacks. No. I said, the computers are probably out of control now. You don't give them artificial intelligence. They can calculate billions of calculations per second. Per second. Watch the movie Eagle Eye, and the computer already analyzed, okay, what happened? Everyone got knocked off except for the vice president. But the vice president said, no, we can't go with emotion. We have to have facts. And that was what? Logic, not emotion. Which is why they're trying to start another war in Saudi and Russia and all this stuff. So the whole point of the matter is, I said, this is on another, we have multi-timelines going simultaneously. You do realize that, right?
Yes.
So that's why things are kind of up in the air. I did the invocation with the Agnihotra for the Atom Smasher, and I said, I called on the 99 Nitu, and it shut down. Now, I know some scientist over in Switzerland is cussing, and he's probably saying some nigger, and I take that as a compliment, of course, turned around with a piece of copper, a copper pyramid, some cow manure, and butter, and shut a $13 billion project down. We just paid $105 million or $150 million to upgrade it last year, and he turns around and did that and shut it down. I have to tell y'all something. Hey.
Deities at work.
No, deities. No mortals allowed. And for people who don't like how I get on, step, because y'all are still living in part because other people there was a consciousness out there about that CERN. If you Google Agnihotra versus CERN, I'm over. That Agnihotra that I did is over the Wikipedia file on CERN and the CERN website for the facility itself in Switzerland. I'm number one.
What is that you were being prohibited from uploading? Is that what you were talking about like a day or so ago? On Facebook?
No, this was yesterday on Facebook. That was an elder down in Yamaka. He did a ritual, and there was a brother there was recording it, and I couldn't share it. So the video was up, and I couldn't share it on daily posting. This is what we keep saying, right? Y'all are deities. Y'all ain't doing no flicking rituals, man. Y'all say y'all want change. Oh no, we can't do this, we can't do that, right? I'm like, look, everybody, this is why I said, what did I say? We are what? The central processing unit of this matrix.
Correct.
We step out, everything crashes. Everything. That's why I said, I keep saying Red Dragon family. I'm like, I will be calling the Red Dragon family in due time. I said, what? Red Dragon fan said, man, y'all ain't even got a clue what the heck is going on. So all I'm simply saying, okay, do your SF-181, statutory declaration, your claim, etc. People who want to fight, argue, and resist with me, they're wasting their time because you're going to lose.
Indeed.
You are going to lose. And it's even for their benefit, because there's people who were able to get automobiles and people who were able to get loans and stuff because of this information that was free. The rest of the guys out there are supposed to be experts. They can't do nothing for them. And they said, you turn around, and I'm sure you probably did it, and if you don't, do it as an experiment. They said, well, okay, and you're black, or you say, no, I'm white. And I was like, what? And it's like a program. When you say that, they start to shake. They're like, no. They start resisting. That's impossible. But nobody ever challenges you on it.
Because they can't.
So that means white power. White power, white power. That's the power of white.
Correct.
That's the power of white. The power of white. Copyright, trademark. Anything else?
Yes, I just wanted to know, were those terms be acceptable on the statutory claim, Olmec and Amaru, Olmec She, if you wanted to do that on your statutory declaration, I'm sorry.
Do you know what it means?
Olmec? She?
Yeah.
Well, I know the Olmec.
Hey, son?
I'm sorry?
No, I didn't say that.
I'm sorry.
Hold on a second. We'll get to you. So go on. You were saying Olmec?
Yeah. I'm not really sure about the she.
Then that means you need to know. Y'all can't be doing just naming your stuff Shaquina, and you don't even know what the word means. This is what I mean.
Overstood, Chief. Overstood, Michael.
You make it a point to know. That is why I took over an hour to break it down with the sister, and for anybody who's listening the first time, for those who've heard it and they haven't heard me break it down like this, I'm like, it's there in black and white, no pun intended, of course, but it's there. You African Americans, African Canadians, you keep calling yourselves black, you ain't going no place. You're staying right on the plantation. You don't like it, tough. The ones who are awake are the ones saying they're going to start calling themselves white because it's a commercial world you're living in. Look how fast I did that.
Yeah.
See, that took me all of 7 seconds of what I explained in over an hour. And you see, again, it's different frequencies. Some people will get it in the longer version, and then in the shorter version, what? Said that's why we're publishing everything. The U.S. is basically admitted to the entire planet, right? They basically admitted to the entire planet that they were what? They are guilty of genocide against African Americans, and they're saying African Americans and African Canadians, y'all are too stupid to catch on, so we'll just continue doing this anyway. You all dumb anyway.
Correct.
Right? See what happened with the Amorite who did the thing on Shay, right? He did the chant. There'll never be a nigger in Shay. And what happened
with that woman?
Right? Now he's apologizing, and you got all them. What did I tell you last week when you asked? You see, every time you've asked me a question, right, about the. I'm going to just mute out for a second.
White, how you doing?
All right.
White. No, I'm black. I'm hanging up the phone on their ass. Because, since I learned that black power is a negativity, it sends out vibes into the universe. And all it does is cause you harm.
White power, sister. White power.
But it does.
Can I speak? May I speak?
People have to learn that they're white. We're not talking about skin color. Right. Come here. And I've been trying to get people to change it. I can't help them. They want all that negativity come at them.
We have a new matriarch.
We have a new elder on the Elders Council for the women, most certainly.
Come on.
See, that's why I yielded, because I want the world to hear this now. They can, what? So she told it right there. What? That's why I didn't say anything. This is what has to happen. And all the people who are into the grassroots and the political stuff, they got to sit down and face that reality. Until they do that, forget it.
I tried. Did you know I got up and my leg gave out?
Well, I had a quick question, Marco, and I was going to yield the floor. I wasn't able to view that.
Hold on. Let me finish up that, then we'll get back to your question. I'm just going to mute out for a second here.
You got your paperwork in there so that you don't.
So here's what was getting back to the shade. Just as always, Roger, when you asked that question, again, he apologized a couple days ago, and then he got the sister holding his hand, and then the rest of them house. I told you about them fraternity. I told you they was house Negroes. Right? There ain't not one of them said anything. And there's plenty that are quote-unquote friends with me on Facebook. They ain't even opened their mouth. I said, what are you telling me? And then and this is what you talk about getting at the truth. The reporter asks him, where did you learn the chant from? I'm not here to talk about where I learned the chant from. I'm here. You see what I'm talking about? So this tells you right off the jump, it was all orchestrated. They are coming together to protect their fiat interests. All you got to do is watch Django. And what happened? When Leonardo got shot, Samuel Jackson ran and cried. And this is what you're seeing. It's the same analogy. She's holding this boy's hand, and I'm sitting there like, that ain't her husband. What's she holding this? She don't know him. Now she holding his hand before the press conference, and apparently she's the one that wrote the script. So I'm like, y'all did, like all the black people, everyone, I would say, for lack of a better word, let's say about 76% on this conference call are white. Everybody else are Negroes, masquerading like they want to be conscious when they don't. So now I'm going to go back to your other question. I'm going to back up. All right, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, go on.
The posts on Facebook, they were you were saying that they were probably blocking my phone. I couldn't see anything. And then I went on Facebook this morning, and you had something that was completely just not there at all. I screenshot it, and I sent it back. I don't know if you saw the post, but I've just been having a hard time seeing any of your posts lately with, anything referring to Brother Barry or...
Oh.
Was that an ID? Was that his World Service ID?
Oh yeah, that was the passport.
I couldn't see it. It was completely blurred out. I recall saying that to you, and you said that you posted it, but I never saw the post on my timeline.
Barack Obama has a World Service passport. We have a picture of it, and he had that before he became president. So that meant that right there, the issuance date was before it. And Barack, I keep telling y'all, Barack is an illegal alien.
Could you email that to me, please?
If you go do a search, what do you mean the actual?
That photo.
Oh, ID. Oh, I could do that right now. Let's see. Barack has World Service.
Yeah, because Facebook is really giving me a hard time seeing anything that you have posted.
Let me see, because if not, what I will have to, if I can't do it where are we at here? How many? If not, what I will do, hold on, because I want to do this now. I ain't going to wait till after we get off. I'm going to do this right now. I have the picture of, we did an acceptance on his birth registration and on his passport, and we have it. We had that up for I don't know how many years now. Okay, hold on a second here. Let's see, I think that's number 8. Yeah, I'm just waiting for the page to come up here. And in there, I'll send both links. I'll put the links up on the weekly address as well. So, let's see here. Let's see, because I did an acceptance on his birth registration, Here it is. Oh yeah, and the matriarch at the time she had did an acceptance on his. Let me see here. This is on Scribe. We've had this on Scribe for here. I'm just giving it to you, and I'm on Weekly Address, so everybody can look and see. We did an apostille on it, and in the chat on Scribe you have it. Okay, and then here I'm just going to click on it. You got it?
Yeah, I have it.
Okay, so now what we're looking at, so you can see we have the whole thing. That's his footprint. Okay, yeah, that's his birth registration, right? And what else? Okay, that's the registration, and then I have to get that's his because remember he went to school in Indonesia. In order
Correct.
for you to go to school in Indonesia, you have to be a citizen of Indonesia.
Correct.
His mother was not a diplomat. She was a CIA agent. So by that token, he was a citizen of Indonesia. So he didn't have a passport.
And they don't recognize dual citizenship there, correct?
Nope. Because Indonesia is what? A Muslim country.
Correct.
So there you, hold on, I'm just going to go to the next page.
That one ain't long enough, is it? Like the other one.
Let me see here.
You talking to me, huh? The court? Yeah. No, the money, they cut everything down, you know.
Can you please mute your phone, sister?
Please?
What are you talking about? Listen there. It was saying.
I can hear everything you're saying.
Hear you.
The court.
Yeah, press star 6.
Each chord is made into the thing. This is made into that. Remember, I used to say close in this. I just did this. Remember, I was.
Hold on a second. I'm there. I think I got the next page. I think I'll have it here at the next page. Yeah, because you can look at it. I'm just sitting there. It's like it's been up there. Let's see here. Let me see here. Factos. We got so much documents. Let me see. I wonder if that's he who's typing it in. Nope. Okay. Let's see. That's that one. Yeah, I'm taking my time. Well, not taking my time. I'm just trying to find it. And now it's like I'm like, well, where is it?
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to be letter. Okay, this is apostille. UN record. Nope. Okay, that's his birth certificate. Because I may have just skipped over it and missed it. Okay.
Yeah, because I'm not seeing that. I'm not seeing that World Service passport in there.
Yeah, this is funny. Oh, hold on.
I found it on Google.
Oh, really?
You found it on Google? Okay,
yeah,
great.
I just Googled World Service Authority passport Obama. Came right up.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh, really?
Thank you for that.
Hold on, I got to get that and get the link. World Service passport Obama. Let me see here. Okay, yeah, here's the image right there.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Hold on. I want to get see, the reason why I want to get ours, because ours is the one where we did an actual, we did an apostille on it. That's the reason why I want ours. So this is it for those that
I've never seen it.
Okay. Yeah, that's it. They can look at that. That's not the one that I want. I want the one where because it's, let me see here. Because where we have it, it's supposed to be in the general same location. Now all of a sudden I'm like, why can't I find his passport? And let me see here. This is absolutely, it's no major surprise, because we also know he's a time traveler too. Okay, Washita. I got the Washita claims. Okay. Supreme. Okay, so the birth certificate you have.
That's what I gotta find. I don't remember where I put it. I gotta go through that paperwork again. I gotta find my birth certificate, my social security card. Oh, yeah. So I can get my wheelchair and stuff.
Can someone please, I know you're listening, can you please mute your phone, sister? I don't really want to get up your business out for the world. It's *6. Mute your phone. Sure, mute your phone, please. Let me see here. Oh yeah, well, I'm taking, because somebody just asked me for it the other day and I sent it to them. Let me check my sent file. Yeah, I'm taking the time here because to me this is worth it. And the black has no standing at law. Okay, I'm going to send that, I'm going to send that one off as well. Yeah, this is funny. Yeah, that's fine, but no, I want ours. Ours, we did it. We actually did an acceptance on it, so people can see that. Yeah, we not only did we say that we did an acceptance, apostilled it, and so the point is again, it shows that they're not hiding anything. It's just people are just like really like, out to lunch. In the meantime, I'll get that for you because it's not coming up yet, but I can do that while I'm filling next. I know other people are waiting. So the next, so I'll do that.
Much appreciated, Michael.
Hotep.
All right, Hotep.
Okay. Any other man in East Coast time zone, Eastern time zone, Pennsylvania, Ohio, that on the call that has a question? Going once. Going twice. Going 3 times. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go to the Central Time Zone, Iowa, Illinois, Nebraska, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Manitoba, Saskatchewan. Any man on the call that has a question. Pardon me, any woman, pardon me. So that's Louisiana, Texas, Alabama, Mississippi, Iowa. Any women on the call that have a question. Going once. In that Central Time Zone. Going once.
Hello?
Yes.
Hi, this is Marcella. I've emailed you several times, and I'm just calling because I want to know more information about how to go about, I guess, getting, the SF-181 and any other pertinent information that I can get. What are the steps do I need to do?
Okay. Go listen to weekly address number 35. You can listen to that one. Are you on Facebook?
Yes.
Okay, go in the SF-181, go, pardon me, in the Facebook search, type in SF-181. And the SF-181 will pop up, and you can see all people who've done their SF-181 and how it's done. What you're going to do is you're going to do this SF-181 unless you have South American ancestry, which it doesn't sound like, then you don't need to mark Hispanic, but you would mark white and Native American, and you will attach House Joint Resolution 194.
Okay.
And you will fax that in for yourself and your children if you have any. Once they're under 18. If they're over 18, they got to do their own.
Okay.
Or over 16. They got to do their own. But if they're children, then wherever you're working at, you hand that into your job and the benefits that you're getting, you submit that as well. So when you fax it into the Office of Management and Budget, you'll have a cover page, you'll have the SF-181 and the House Resolution 194. It's about 4 pages.
Okay.
And then when it's faxed in, you scan everything.
Okay.
Email it to everybody that you know, and then send it to myself. We will publish it not only on Facebook, but we'll also publish it on scribe.com.
Okay. One more question.
Yep.
Okay, all the information, all I have to do is, actually to fill out the forms and where I can get the forms at, is to go to SF-181 on Facebook.
And that's where you can view what other people have done. You can also do a Google search.
Okay.
And you Google SF-181, and it'll come up race and ethnicity, and you just download it, and just the Java applet, so you have to just fill it out.
Okay. And just to view it on Facebook, just to see how it's done.
How it's done, yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much.
And then once you do that, you have to scan everything, email it to everybody. You have any children?
Yes.
Okay, are they under 16?
I have one under 16 and 3 over.
Okay, are they over 18?
Yes. The 3, they're 35, 24, and 25.
Oh, they know children. They grown.
Yeah, they're grown.
I said children. I didn't say I know children.
I understand that, but you know how mothers are.
I know how mothers are. So what you do is the ones that are over 18, you tell them they can accept and reject it. You ain't gonna sweat me. The one that's under 16, you tell them, you say, this is what you're gonna call yourself, and you explain them the same way. All you have to do is listen. If you've been listening for the last hour and a half or whatever, the first hour that I spent talking with your sister in the Eastern time zone, because which state are you in?
I'm in Alabama now. I'm originally from Pennsylvania, but I'm in Alabama now.
Alabama, okay. So what happens is the sister that I was speaking with in the Eastern time zone up in New York, you listen for that first hour. That's a very detailed explanation on what the purpose of doing the SF-181 is for.
Right. I listened to that.
And so everything is it's up to us to do it. Hollywood will not do it for you. Al Sharpton is not going to do it for you. T. Jackson is not going to do it for you. Malik Shabazz, the New Black Panther Party, is not going to do it for you. The Nuwaubians will not do it for you. Hebrew Israelites will not do it for you. NAACP will not do it for you. None of these guys are going to do it for you.
Okay.
New Covenant is not going to do it for you. Ali Muhammad is not going to do it for you. Nation of Islam definitely is not going to do it for you. Right there's the government. This shows the programming.
Okay.
For them to issue that SF-181, which is evidence of genocide, apartheid, rape, and publish it worldwide, they're like, if anybody really paid attention and says, oh boy, we'd be in so much trouble, but hey, these African Americans, give them some Jordans, let them go do some twerking or whatever, and they won't know this. But meanwhile, we're putting it out so they can't say they weren't told.
Yeah, that's true.
White power, the power of white. Isn't it wonderful being white?
It sure is. I got one more question.
Go on.
As far as rituals is concerned, right, like we grew up like that. Like we grew up with the putting out sweets and coffee for Shango, Yemiya, Ubatala. And but like, because my mom, like, she was from Missouri. Well, she's passed, but she was from Missouri. And my great grandmother, she was a Seminole.
and they used to do all kind of rituals. And then my mom taught us how to do it, but then we started getting into the churching, and it was so bad, but nothing ever went right while we were praying to Jesus. But I noticed that when we were putting out fruit and we were asking Obatala and Alegua to open the way, things were progressing. But I've noticed that since we stopped the rituals, it hasn't gone anywhere. We just stay stagnant. So I was listening to you in the one address about Alegua and Yemiya, and it something just clicked. Like, that's what I need to be doing.
Yeah, and that was them through via me telling you, and people who were having financial issues or whatever, hook up a plate to your ancestor or any of those deities, and tell them what it is that you want it for. Show the food, all four points. Throw the plate up just a little bit so it leaves your hands in each of the four directions. You go north, south, east, west, and you face north again. You face north to start. You're going to go north, turn to your right, south, then to your left, east, west, and then turn to your right, face north, and then talk to them as long as you need to, and then when you're done, tell them why you're offering the plate of food, and then you drop it on the ground and walk.
Okay.
You don't look back. I've been giving that out. There's people that tell me some wild things that have been happening, amazing things that have been happening.
I remember that because we used to give Madame coffee and Chango honey and leave cigars for him, and things were so great. But
so look at that as a blessing that they're reminding you. Listen, you know what's so funny? When it comes to religion, people get kind of like they can't think. If you do some particular process in your life and it doesn't work, you're like, okay, this ain't working. I'm done with this. It won't work.
Excuse me, Chief. Your sound is quite echoey. She sounds clear, but you have an echo, and it's been going on for about 10 or 15 minutes.
Yeah, that is the secret admirers that I have. This is what they do. I don't get crystal clear like Sprint phones, I don't get that. I don't get high definition on YouTube. We were supposed to go live today, but that didn't happen. So this is how it is. So anyways, continuing on what you were saying, sister.
Okay, I will do. Thank you.
No. Continue on. What you were saying from Alabama?
Yes, I was just stating that, like, with religion, it's so restricted, and I was saying to my son, I said, isn't it amazing how we've been praying to this Jesus for 400 and plus years, and we still haven't had a remedy, a resolution, nothing. And I said, it's so sad that we have to wait until a so-called death or Armageddon to have it resolved, and something that we'll never be able to see.
And that was the point. Meanwhile, let me let you know a little something. The Vatican does rituals.
Vatican does rituals.
And let me let you in on another fact. You know, like, because you're down in Alabama, so you'll have some botanicas down there, right? And people, whether they're in Georgia, New York, wherever, anywhere you see a botanica, most of those botanicas, they are owned by the Vatican.
Really?
I got the book. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick here. If I can put my hands on it quick here. Great. If not, then we'll have to wait another time. This is a book that I got. It's an old one. It's called Rituals of the Vatican. Yeah, I can't see. I don't see it. I don't see it here. I'll have to dig another time. It's called Rituals of the Vatican. And they do all that stuff. What do you think? What do you think they do up underneath the Vatican? There's a video of a little boy saying that this is what they do. They cut kids' hearts open, baby hearts open, and eat them.
Wow.
Drink blood.
Wow.
Why do you think the pedophile's case? If there's a case with a pedophile and the pedophile happens to be a high officer, why do you think the cases get either tossed out or the investigations get stopped?
I often wondered that. I often wondered why that they were never persecuted or, prosecuted. Well, they need to be persecuted, but prosecuted. And they were, and because I went to Catholic school, and I know for a fact that a lot of them went to different and they still taught or they still were in their the churches, but they went to different ones.
Yep.
Out of the state. So and I wonder why would you especially religion, why would you allow somebody like that to be around and continue to hurt children that you say you care about?
It's about what? Blood sacrifice.
Wow.
So you already know. You got your message. You got your message from the ancestors, from Obatala, from Oshun. You need to start doing that on a regular basis and make them part of your life, and they'll make miracles happen for you.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to email me regarding your Address 181, and I can, say, yeah, that's fine. Go ahead. But once you grasp it, then go ahead and do it. Make my name through WhatsApp and send it to Mrs. Fax. Scan everything, email it to myself, and we'll get it published as well. And you email it to everybody that you know.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're quite welcome. Enjoy your calls. All right.
Exactly.
Any other
background noise.
Hey, what am I going to do? Ain't nothing I can do about that. I got the home thing. Hey, nothing I can do about that. Where were we at here? Any woman, I heard Hotep, but I just got any other woman in the Central Time Zone that has a question, Minnesota, Nebraska, Kansas, going once, going twice, going 3 times. Okay? So any man in the Central Time Zone that has a question.
Hotep.
Who is this and where you calling
from? Hello?
Yes. Who is this? Where you calling from?
This is Brother Fidel calling from Washington, D.C. I've spoken to you before a lot of times in reference to Taj and Grace Seal.
This is who?
And, this is Brother Firdaus L. I used to go by Ferguson L.
Oh, okay. Greetings. Greetings.
Peace. Brother told me to join in today. I've had quite of a interesting voyage, traveling through this maze, basically, thinking and reasoning and trying to use the faculties of wisdom to, decipher everything that's going on, as far as status change, being acknowledged and recognized, on the records, so people can know, who the true and living is, as far as the indigenous status is concerned. Brother Washington Bay informed me on the SF-181 form, where he stated that you have to use the status white and Native American so that they can recognize you as no longer being black. Now, my question toward that was the process with this SF-181 form. What follows after that?
Statutory declaration.
I'm sorry?
Statutory declaration is what's next, because what's happening is at the end of this Gregorian calendar is this is the end. We're in the second decade of the world's indigenous peoples. So you have to have a statement put out there that, you know, you are indigenous. We don't know if we're going to get a third decade. Thus far, I haven't heard anything. They're alluding to there might be a third decade, but there's no guarantee of that. So in the interim, people have until the 31st of December for those who want time frames to do their statutory declaration and claim their indigenous standing. Not indigenous status, indigenous standing. The next thing is we are now in the decade of the International Decade for People of African Descent. And that started on January 1st of this Gregorian calendar. That's why I feel no way about calling out Cornel West, Dick Gregory, Farrakhan, the rest of them, why y'all ain't talking about this. Because if they're going to bring up reparations, you cannot bring up reparations. Oh, did I just get booted off?
No.
I'm
still here.
Okay, I'm here. Okay. You can't get reparations as a black person. And as a sister who I spent an hour with speaking with so eloquently realized there are no black racial groups of Africa. Black as a race does not exist.
Right.
So if it doesn't exist, what's the old song? Nothing from nothing leaves nothing. You should have done something.
Okay.
Black. So let's put it in numerical terms. Black equals 0. So what are you entitled to?
0.
Nothing.
White equals 1. 1 is called unity, and 1 makes you what? Creditor.
So you're entitled to everything.
Yes. This is why the U.S., I don't think they thought about it. They just do stuff and don't think. That Standard Form 181 is every law in every country, corporate, every country, every code, every international convention. By the U.S. issuing that, they have agreed, they have violated every entire law on the planet, every treaty, everything. Are you getting this?
Yeah.
So what this means is because of the House Joint Resolution 194, they acknowledge they robbed African Americans of their names and their heritage. Now, in the disclaimer in HJR 194, says this is not settlement of any claim against the United States, and this is not the basis of any claim. So if this doesn't settle a claim, but it's not the basis of a claim, that means you got to have what? What is it you have to have?
Status.
Let's go through this again. Let's go through this again. I'm going to do it real simple.
Okay.
They said this is not the settlement of any claim against the United States in the disclaimer, and this is not the basis of any claim, talking about House Joint Resolution 194. So if this doesn't settle any claims against the U.S., but this is also not a basis for any claims against the U.S., what must you have?
I truly don't know how to answer that.
The word is right there. That's why you all got to listen. You must have claims. See, this is why the Moore Science Temple and Taj and all of them, nobody's coming to their classes no more because he is not talking about commerce. You have to have what? A claim. I have an active claim on Elizabeth II. That is infinity. You hear me?
Yes.
Do you hear me?
Yes, I do.
Claim. This is a commercial world living in. You must have a claim. And I This is not to get on you, but I just know this is what I'm talking about. All these guys out there are talking about teaching you guys commerce, contract law, and commercial principles. They stuck on Constitution. Constitution is void up in those games. So here's the game. Taj will tell you to use his paperwork. That's so you know Sabir Bey, Taj, Kuja, the rest of them knuckleheads, they gonna keep their mouth shut. Telling you to use this paperwork, you go up into a courtroom, which is a vessel in dry dock, titled in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, in front of a former Puerto Rican judge. Now they have no title because Puerto Rico pulled all the birth certificates for people from Puerto Rico. They don't issue them no more. So what is this telling you? You go up in there screaming Constitution in a different venue, and what happens? Then you get smashed. And then you go looking to Taj for help. He's out there. Can't find him. He's underground. He's here. He's there. Hold on a second. What is this? That's a setup. And what does that sound like to you?
That's what it sounds like to me.
Sound like what?
Sound like a game. Sound like he's full of it.
Okay, so he playing with people's lives. I don't play with people's lives like that. That's serious.
Right.
That is spiritual ramifications for doing stuff like that. That's why at 38 I said there ain't nothing left for me to say. And then I was like, when they decided Cujo and Sabir, and I know it was a setup, and Taj came up calling me COINTELPRO. I said, what are y'all talking about, COINTELPRO, and I got lean on the Pentagon. I'm like, what? But meanwhile, he's not talking about that standard Form 181. The Vatican said what? The Gregorian calendar is based on a miscalculation. So what does that mean? That means all their commercial contracts are void. They're all fraudulent. They're all incorrect. Do you see the implication now?
Oh yeah.
So when he talking about Taj in his class, talking about the Knights Templar, I said, well, did you write the Knights Templar? I emailed them. I did. I contacted them at Legatus, which is higher. I contacted them. I got the emails. We got this published. Well, they know who the deities are. They know who the mortals are. That's why the mortals get good communication. The mortals get good, the deities, their stuff get jammed up, echo, elevator music, commercial. We're commercial free. That's what I'm talking about. Hissing. You got shapeshifters hissing on the line. That shows you're stepping out of the matrix. These guys have to talk about religion because it's safe. White power, white power, white power. So now, what else? Any other question you got? You there?
Yes, you talking to me, right?
Yeah, I'm talking to you. You were talking to me.
I thought that may have been to any other men out there that had any questions.
You. It's still you. Got any other question?
Well, I had a situation with a nation that wanted me to come up under them through citizenship.
What nation was this? What nation was this?
Chianu Nation, under the 33rd Ancestral Tribe underneath Washington. Have you ever heard of them?
I never heard of them. I heard of Washington, but I don't know who they are. I never heard of them.
Yeah, Chianu Nation.
Where are they based out of?
Tennessee. Ancient name, Memphis, Ta-Nehisi.
Ta-Nehisi, yeah, but I'm not familiar with them.
It's supposed to be the people that are running it is Chief Sikanu Imastavi Harukuti El Bey.
That name sounds familiar. I'm familiar with that name. Sekwu, yeah. I'm familiar with that name. And okay, they wanted you to come up underneath them, and?
Say that again?
I said they wanted you to come up underneath them, and?
And there was some shadiness going on. almost a couple weeks ago, I had got arrested outside of probable cause for a weapon, a .38 caliber. And
do you have a license for it?
Nope.
Okay, so now you don't have a license for it, and you do realize you just testified, right?
No, that's what they said. That's
no,
what
I asked you, do you have a license for it?
No, because I don't even own that weapon. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so they claimed that.
Right.
Okay, so now the reason you're telling me this is?
Because when this incident happened and I got incarcerated, I reached out to that nation to help me of what happened. And the Secretary, Consul General Zara Yafa Bey, she got nervous. She got scared. She started saying to the attorney who was trying to represent me in my case, which I was trying to use her to get in contact with the individuals that I needed on my behalf. And she stated to me that she doesn't want to help you because she thinks that you may be a bad person, or she don't want you to make the nation look bad because they're a clean and pure nation of people. So what my question is, well, okay, if you claim to be a pure and clean nation, a clean and pure nation of people, and you claim that the other side is wrong, and that they're not in their correct standing in law, then why are you going to side with them or help prove to them that I'm the individual that they claim that I am, a criminal? Why are you going to take their word over my word? Why would you take their word over any Moor's word? And I know there's some Moors out here that are bad people that don't mean well, but you can't say that about everybody because of hundreds of individuals that they make claims against all over the internet worldwide. It's been done. So if they're a de facto government, once again, how can you base a de facto government's records, based on information that they have on me? How could you base their information on your decisions? How can you say that they're right? Because that's basically what you're saying. You're saying, oh, you're a criminal based on their records, what they're saying about you in the past, with your criminal affiliations, and, go and call yourself a clean and pure nation of people. Because to what I understand, it not only takes finance to build a nation, it also takes weapons to protect your nation, unless you know something greater. And the chief himself, he said that he carries a weapon for his protection, and I'm sure other people in that nation does. So
your question is?
So that was her main reason. She went to the body and had a meeting with the council about my situations. Now she wants to do background screening and all of this stuff. Well, it's only fair because they do it for everybody else. But you invited me in to become a diplomatic agent, head of mission for your nation, without the background, without the fees.
Hold on. What's the point? You're now you're starting to trail off. What was the point of your question?
The whole point is she went behind my back and threw dirt.
Oh, Yafa? You talking about Yafa Bey?
Yes.
Is that the same sister with the blog talks?
I'm not sure if that's the same sister. It's a dark tone sister. She has she's kind of like heavy set, a little bit on the big side.
That's her.
That's her.
What state is she out of? Isn't she in North Carolina or something?
California, Arizona.
No, I thought she was from Tennessee. She could be from Arizona, but I know she resides in Tennessee.
Okay.
L.A. She talks about Memphis a lot.
Okay. Okay, so she does. That's the same one who has the blog talks on the weekend when she says American, you're a cop or you're American, right?
Yeah, that's her.
The one?
That's her. Is her first name Zara? If her first name is Zara, that's the same Yapa Bay that I'm talking about.
She wear her hair in a turban? I mean, that's kind of like, I'm trying to recall. If I just want to make sure because a lot of them wear their hair in a turban. Okay. Anyway, your question being, she went behind your back. Okay, so what does this have to do with me?
You said, what does that have to do with you?
Yeah.
Well, I had stated before that I've been traveling through this maze trying to figure all of this out, and it seems to me that, Shaabu Nation or her period, just forget Shaabu Nation. Let's just talk about her. I'm with me trying to figure all of this out. I'm saying hypocrisy. That's what I'm saying, basically.
Agreed. Okay, and your question is?
And my question is, do you see the same? Do you agree that they fall in the same category or boat as Taj Tariq Bey and Grace Seal?
He might have got bumped off.
He got thumped off?
Yeah, he'll be right back.
Okay.
Makunubu Yunak Sagar. All right. Are you there?
I'm still here, brother.
Okay. Well, you know what they did. You saying stuff like that. You exposing the agents. They don't like when you do that, and they kick me off.
Oh yeah, I know it.
So getting back to this is this. The proof is in the pudding. We've put out, enough information. How many addresses have you heard?
How many addresses have I heard? This is the only one that
This
I've
is your first one then?
This is my first one since last year.
Oh, so you were on. Oh yeah, you were on last year. On the address last year.
Right. That was the one where you were addressing to me and my first wife about Taj, how we were going to his classes in Maryland.
Okay. Yes.
And you told us to type up the affidavit.
Yes.
And I put that affidavit.
Okay, go on.
And I put that affidavit out there. He never responded back, and I knew he wasn't. I knew that he wasn't, and he kept taking the affidavits and the pictures off of his Facebook. That's how I knew he was trying to hide something.
Ooh, say that again?
Yeah, he kept taking the affidavits and pictures, everything that I took screenshots of and sent to his phone, to his Facebook. He kept taking the post off of it. He kept taking it down off Facebook.
Okay.
Yep. And since then, I haven't been back to his class. So I've been, doing my little research, trying to do what I can do on my own, find out a little bit of information that I can, and every now and then, of course, I'm going to come join in and ask questions.
Okay, yeah. So let's get down to it. You were on, excuse me, a call last year. Have you done your SF-181?
Uh-huh.
Okay. How long ago did you do it?
Oh, the SF-181?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I haven't done that. I haven't done that yet. That's what I was asking about.
Okay. So you've been on that call from a year ago. Now you're calling because you were trying to hook up with another nation. That didn't work out. And you haven't done your SF-181. That's a whole year that you've lost. And then you have to do a statutory declaration and a claim. You could have had all of that stuff done and avoided this.
Right.
Listen, I'm the best. Let me say that again. I am the best. Let me say that one more time so nobody can... What? I am the best.
And I'm starting to see that.
You're starting to see that after 46-odd weeks?
Let me rephrase that, brother. Let me rephrase that because that didn't come out right. I'm starting to see more and more of what I've been seeing in the past.
You wasted 46 weeks. I'm looking at time.
Right.
I told you had the problem with Taj. I told you what to do. You did it. He, of course, and you know he wasn't going to respond to that. And so now at that point, it's like, okay, what more proof do you need? Nobody. He won't talk about the SF-181. The guy who does his camera work, who I spoke with, and I told him I could take Taj's crown. So this way everyone heard, yes, you heard it. SF-181, they're not talking about it.
Right.
I'm like, playtime is over. You wasted 46 weeks, and now you went to Yafa Bay. I called out Yafa Bay. I called out, who's the other one? What's her name? Queen Valera. Right? I called all of them out. And I told y'all, ask them about me. I don't hear about them. I know who they are. Ali Muhammad. I communicated with him. What did he say? Nothing. You getting this? You all are wasting. That's why I said deities only. Y'all wasting too much time. That's 46 weeks you wasted. You could have been already at the point of getting your UCCs and whatnot done, getting all your other indigenous standing and your ducks in a row. 46. That's what I said. Nubians in Western Hemisphere, you're slower than blackstrap molasses in the middle of the Arctic pouring on pancakes.
Right.
Y'all are too. It's like, it's funny, and to me, and I looked at it because I said, okay, this is clearly programming. Somebody can sit there and say something, show nothing to nobody. Everybody runs to that. We do these weekly addresses. We have the documents. I put the links. I do what I can so I can be seen and everything. And everyone's like, well, I don't know about this. I'm not sure about that. And I'm giving full disclosure. But then when they run into problems, just such as you are, they come to me. I am the best. So, as I stated before, and I said this again, everybody has to come through Atsakata Nation of Yamasee Moors, whether they like it or not. And as long as they continue to not talk about Atsakata Nation of Yamasee Moors, as long as they continue not to acknowledge that we're out here and I'm out here doing stuff, it's just going to get all that much more stronger for us. So they can continue to do cognitive dissonance if they like. At the end, it's going to end up being their demise.
Yes.
So what you need to do is do your SF-181, first thing. Then what you need to do is you need to, after you do your SF-181, you got to do your statutory declaration and your statutory claim. And you and your wife, of course, have to be on the same page with this. And like I said, when Taj didn't send in this, when he took the pictures down, what you should do is go, are you on Scribe at all?
I'm on Scribe.
Then what you need to do is re-put those pictures that he took down and put them up on Scribe, publish them on Facebook, send it to myself, and we put it out there to expose the fact that this man has he's gone as far as he can go, and now what he's doing, he's outright doing fraud on people. He's setting people up. You get this?
Yes.
Okay. So regardless of what happens, regardless of what is saying, you've wasted 47, you know how many hours that is? 47 weeks, almost a year. Look how much time you've wasted, and then what? You end up coming back where? To me.
Yeah.
So, ball's in your court. You know what you have to do. You have my email, and you have all the other weekly addresses. Any other question?
So just do SF-181 and the statutory declaration.
Go to the SF-181 page and see how other people are doing it. And if you have any questions, email me.
I will.
All right?
All right.
Hotep.
Hotep.
All right, we're going to move on to, unless any other man in the Central Time Zone that has a question, Texas, Illinois, Wisconsin, Mississippi, that has a question, going once, going twice, going 3 times. Okay, now we're going to go out to Pacific and Mountain Standard Time. That is British Columbia, Alberta, Montana, Arizona, Nevada, California, Colorado. Any women in those time zones that have a question?
Tired still? You tired?
Pardon?
Yeah.
Pardon? Hotep, who's that? Where are you calling from? Okay. Oh, okay. Guess any women going once? Montana, Washington, Oregon, Idaho, Nevada, Utah, Edmonton, Vancouver, New Mexico that have a question. Going once? Any women going twice? Going 3 times? Okay. Any men in the Pacific and Mountain Standard Time, Washington, Montana, South Dakota? Hotep. Hotep. Who is speaking and all right, greetings.
Greetings, Chief. This is Anu Samawati L, representing the fiction Carlton Sharaf from Laguna Beach. How you feel?
I am that I am. Anuki Dik Anuki Wa and Took. How are you?
Excellent. I just want to let you know that I'll have my statutory claim completed by Wednesday.
All right.
They were doing
that. Out to you, it's going to be the initial draft. And I just got one more piece of the puzzle for the statutory declaration to put together.
Right.
And in reading, for my question, in reading the 2-page Keating workshop that almost made me throw up.
Is that guy wrong way? He found out too late.
Hold on a second. Can you move, sister? Can you mute your phone, please, Elder?
Here's motherfucking on. And the
Elder, can you please mute your phone?
Because they don't want you to. That's what I'm talking about. So you can gain your power back and your money and your land. And people are not doing it. I thought it was 2010. They say he signed that deal in 2009. That's why they wanted him assassinated. You no longer black. You white. And it's white power. You no longer belong to a plantation. That's what America is, a fucking plantation. And it's a commercial world. And I belong to the commercial world. So now, as soon as I get able, I'm gonna get my paperwork and get my declaration and shit. They don't own me at all no more. I don't have to pay no goddamn.
Let you tell it, sister. Go ahead.
Go on. And see, this is what needs to be heard. Getting back, yes. Go on, Andrew.
Hashtag feeling that. Hey, but anyway, as far as what Keating was saying he was saying something to the effect that the prisoners are funding the mortgage industry and all this stuff. And my question is, it's a question that's based on what I'm trying to interpret from what I read there. Is it true that if a so-called citizen who doesn't have their ducks in a row, who's not a secure party, who does not have indigenous standing, who does not have their SF-181s filled out, and their statutory claim, etc., they go into court for anything. I don't care if they stole a loaf of bread or if they killed somebody or whatever. They're pretty much they're toast, aren't they?
Well, I would say they're at the mercy of what's happening that day.
Okay.
And again, for Nubians, it's of a particular bad thing because of the fact they have no standing outlaw. So they can't even use the commercial. They can't even use.
It's worse for them.
Yes, they can't even use the commercial process. This is why I said I call out Gene Keating and David Windmiller and Rice McLeod and who's the other one, and Jack Smith, because I studied all these guys and I spoke with David Windmiller, directly. And so now that, black has no standing at law.
Right.
So now Sherry Jackson, who used to work for the IRS, she went to jail. Joe Bannister was charged with 7 counts for tax evasion, and he beat all of them.
Right.
So when you look at the Sherry Jackson videos, and she's talking about herself being an American and all that stuff, and then she ends up in jail, it's like, she didn't even realize about that. A lot of them didn't even know. And so now the fact of the matter here is she can't walk with the Tea Party. You notice you don't hear anything about the Tea Party in the media anymore. Why? How come the Tea Party's quiet all of a sudden? Because if the world finds out that the people calling themselves white are really not white, guess what? Everything goes upside down, inside out. Everything stops. Everything has to be revamped. You're talking basically whether they want to call it a global reset, whether they want to call it a recalibration. Do you know? Do you have any idea how serious that is? That's why I brought up CNN, because I know CNN, they got their crew listening. I know CBS is listening because David Letterman brought up the indigenous people. But what's his name? Cornel West didn't want to talk about that on David Letterman. All he wanted to do was shake his hands for being on the air for 30 years. I'm not impressed with that.
No doubt.
The point of the matter is, yes, it's trafficking in human cargo, not only on Nubians but also on Amorites. However, the fact still remains the Nubians have it in a worse position. Why? Think about this. If you're the lowest of the low, and why is everybody putting pressure on you? Because you actually have the highest status on the planet and the universe. Yeah. And the day you wake up and start saying, yes, I'm a deity, I'm white, I'm this, all of a sudden that's it. Do you see what's going on here?
Absolutely.
So when people start saying, they've been on for one address nearly a year ago, and then they're calling back, I'm like, they're wasting time. That was so much time that's wasted.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That is just ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, before I don't know what led me to YouTube. I was just on the internet and I had a suggested YouTube video, and it was a video of you standing up. I don't know what city you were in. I think it was New York or something. You were just standing up.
Yeah, that's New York.
The red shades.
That's
the red
New York.
Shades on it.
Yeah, that's New York City. That's right.
Okay.
That's Harlem, actually. That's Harlem.
Word up. So that video was suggested to me. Now, just as I told you before, about 7 years prior, I went to one of these places like a Taj Bay or whatever. They had a thing in L.A. and Scott came from Chicago, and my aunt wanted me to come. I was coming from some business I was doing up in Northern California, and she wanted me to meet her in L.A. and go to the thing with her as a 2-day thing. And these guys, they were selling the whole commercial thing, but they were just getting people money and they wouldn't explain anything, so I knew to step away. But I always kept it in the back of my mind that I'm going to find out some kind of truth about this. It's going to come, and boom, all of a sudden your video comes, and I'm telling you, no point intended, but I absolutely agree, man. You are the best. I mean, I could tell that from just watching that video. I was like, this brother, he's got this thing dialed in inside out. He knows every answer to every question. So I got no qualms, man. I'm all in.
I appreciate that. I will continue to be the best.
Oh yeah, that's what we need. I mean, we need that leadership. So with just to end, just to basically end, my last question is going to be on this, on the whole situation when a Nubian goes into a court situation and they don't have their ducks straight, even if they, whatever happens in the court in that situation, when that person gets indicted or put in jail, that's generating money to the system. Am I not correct?
Correct.
Okay. All right. I got to go back and read that Gene Keating thing, and I'm waiting for the 34-page one that you're going to send me.
I'm getting it right now because I realized when you asked, I said, "Oh yeah, I did not get it for you, so I'm going to give you the link in the email that you had sent me."
I'm going to have my Tums and Pepto-Bismol very close to me when I read that too.
Oh yeah, you're gonna. That's nothing. That's nothing. After you read that one, when I give you his prison treaties, you might have to sit on the John for a few days.
I hear you.
Where are we at here? Hold on a second. Where's your email? Oh, and as we're on that subject, just for you to know, in case you didn't mention, I do have a lien on Corrections Corporation of America, and they are very well aware of it in Tennessee because I faxed it to them, and we have it on Facebook.
Right.
Rest of these guys don't. Go on.
Being that you're the only Melaninite that has the lien on the White House, the Crown, the Vatican, the CPA, and some of the other larger things, once I become a secured party, and I have my ducks in a row and I'm educated, can I myself put a lien on that too?
Yeah, you could, but I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know how that's going to. I mean, because you'll be, of course, you're going to be after me, and whoever else has done it.
Oh, word. Okay.
Yeah, because first in line is first in time. This is what a lot of these novices don't know. First in line is first in time. So once you're first in line and you publish and somebody has the dispute, they got to say, other than that, then it's accepted. This is where it's at.
Okay, I got you.
That's why you can't do a UCC 5 anymore, thanks to me. They were like, if these guys wake up and realize they can do 5s on the Crown, they're like, nah, that's it. They went and they changed everything.
Yeah.
That's like a computer program. So when I tell people, we do these addresses, I didn't have to do these addresses. It's like, you all have no time. You can't play around. You can't mess around. If you're serious, do it. If you're not, go watch Real Wives of Atlanta or something.
Right.
This is not entertainment. And that's why the subject is, I said, yeah, I have a lien on Corrections Corporation of America. I said, people, are you trying to help people and all that? I said, yeah, I put it up on there. And John Ferguson, he's not CEO anymore, but at the time he was. They know about it. We have it on Facebook. And they'll come down. Facebook don't block none of our stuff. They know who I am. Right. Facebook doesn't block nothing. They don't take down my websites. They don't pull nothing down. Okay. With the exception of the letter I wrote to the Vatican that they went and narrowed the page down. You can click on it and watch the JPEG, but they cut it down from, let's say, like a landscape view to a portrait view, so the document's kind of more vertical than it is horizontal.
Right.
So outside of that, that's it. And this is what I'm saying. You can tell very easily when people are saying they're trying to, we're trying to free our people. We're trying to uplift fallen humanity. I said, have you written the people that have the people in bondage? No. So then that means you're working with those people. End of story.
Yeah. Okay.
White power.
Yeah, white power, man.
White power. So
hey,
go
last
on.
question, Chief. When I get my flag, done and everything, and and I'm all basically a secured party and I get all that finished, I'm still going to be in the hata nation of Yamasee Moors, right?
If you want to join Atsakata, we have a process for that. That's why we do criminal background check. We do DMV. We do a forensic psych assessment. Health, you have to do a physical health checkup.
Okay.
All of that. What's your occupation? All of it has to be done. Like the caller who came before, the nation that he was getting involved in, these guys are about trying to get fiat. When you guys get into trouble, what did they do? They walk away. You try and call them. You can't reach them.
Right.
Or you can't have anybody assist. And the reason why, and I'm glad that he called, and I'm glad you asked this question, this is the process to join Atsakata. This is non-negotiable. You don't get the decision, I don't want to do, don't. Because the thing is, you have pre-existing contracts, and if they want to try, if you see, there was a movie called, Butch and the Preacher? It was Sidney Poitier and Harry Belafonte. And it was talking about how after slavery, the African Americans, quote unquote, the former slaves, went and moved out to California because they heard California was good. So what happened was the guys in the South sent posses out to get them and bring them back into slavery. Just like Pharaoh did, so when you read in the Bible, Pharaoh said, he told the Israelites to leave, they left, and then Pharaoh said, no, I want them back. Right? Same thing. So people have pre-existing contracts, so in the event they try to pull a fast one, we'll say, well, we know either this was dealt with, or we know it was open, or it was addressed, but it won't be no surprise to us. You follow?
Gotcha.
Nanya, actual.
And this is why a lot of people are like, well, why do I need to say that? Hey, man, this is on a new level now. You're not going to withhold that, and then when a person gets in trouble, you want us to help, and then meanwhile the person didn't do what they were supposed, or had a pre-existing contract. This is why it's so stringent, and a lot of people have a problem with it.
Yeah.
So now if Yapa is now, and them are now starting doing criminal background checks, and said you're supposed to have been doing that from day one. You know who you're dealing with.
Right. So interesting. So basically the process is actually getting the SF-181 done, getting statutory claims, statutory declarations done, getting a UC-1 financial statement done, and becoming a secured party. That's basically a requisite in becoming of the Atsakata nation of Yamasee Moors, right? Prerequisite?
Yeah.
Already. Awesome. Okay. I'm down, man. I'm working toward that.
All right. So you keep me posted, and like I said, I have your stuff, your documentation. I should have that in a couple more days. All right.
No, I'm not. I'm doing it. What the fuck are you talking about? Doing it.
All right.
Like him. They're gonna tell me stop.
Right. Any other man on the western?
What's all around here?
Hotel.
No, you're not. You're fucked in the game. If you don't see, I don't talk to you no fucking now. I talked to you a month from now, man.
Hold on, I gotta see. Can you hold on a second? All right. Talk to. Yes.
I wanted to know, Chief, did you get any of that correspondence under Monty Power?
No, I didn't get any of that. That's why I told you. I'm looking at it right now.
Okay. Well,
I just have a statutory declaration, claim and UCC filing. Watch the movie Montauk Chronicles and Airbus 320 plane crash in southern France.
Oh no! Well, I had sent you a private message.
Well, I'm looking here. I don't see. Let me check my spam in case they moved it and put it in there. No, I don't see any. I don't see anything here.
Okay. Well, the question I was trying to ask you was dealing with the Ucadia time. I just wanted to know how valid is that? Is that something we should be considering, or just just elaborate on that a little bit?
The Ucadia time, that's their thing. I'm dealing with Yamasic clock.
Okay.
Or Yamasic time.
Okay. That's what I wanted to know. So is any of that information actually correct? As far as those cannons, is that something? Is that actually true?
Hold on a second here. I'm going to type in Ukadian
Maya
time.
That's my phone.
I know
yeah, recording.
I'll see if it comes up. I'm not sure.
Okay, if nobody called, let it record.
Okay, there we go. Okay, convert Roman time to Akkadian time. Okay, I'm going to make this real simple. What did the Pope Francis say? Or not Francis, Pope Benedict say? He said the Christian calendar is based on what? A miscalculation, correct?
Yes.
So therefore, if the calendar is miscalculated, that means the time is miscalculated because they do 60 seconds in a minute, 60 minutes in an hour, 24 hours in a day. How come it's not 60 hours in a day?
Okay.
Because I'm looking at the page now. It says convert Roman time to Akkadian time. And it says is a unique time and space system for charting time and past, present, and future events aligned with true season cycles and awareness of planet Earth and the universe as a whole. It is the most perfect time and space system ever conceived and is the official time and space system of Akkadia and all associated societies. Who's Akkadia? Is that a country?
No, that's an acronym for... I found this on this oneheaven.org and United Society of Free States and Spirits. And it was dealing with the laws of canon and, the canon laws, natural law, and divine law and things like that. And I have been studying it, and I was just trying to, because I had never heard anybody speak on that before, and I was just trying to see if that was anything even valid about any of it. It sounds good. But I haven't heard about it before.
No, I don't even deal with it.
Okay.
Right, and I just clicked on the society where it says Carte Sacrorum de Congresio Oceania, right?
Yeah.
As they said by Article 57 of the official charter of the Globe Union. I just clicked on it. It's telling me file or directory not found. 404. So the resource you are looking for might have been removed, had its name changed, or is temporarily unavailable. So that, to me, that's contrary. If it's supposed to be the most perfect, now why is it not available now all of a sudden?
Okay.
Next question.
Oh no, that was pretty much it. I located that these canons are canons pertinent.
Is what pertinent? Canon law?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, of course the canon law, because that's what the judges are underneath.
Okay. All right. Thanks a lot, Chief.
You're quite welcome.
Okay.
Hotep. So what we're going to do here... Yes, greetings.
Greetings, Chief. This is Ron Cole from Michigan.
Hold on. You're calling from Michigan? You're going to have to hold off. I'm going to call back. I'm going to come back in. I want to put some articles up here. There's a few articles I need to read first, and then we'll go back to questions, all right?
Okay.
Okay. Now, here is one of the issues that was brought up last week. I'm going to mute out and so we... issue that has to be addressed that, again, they're not dealing with, because all police forces are under a quota system. Doesn't matter which country, or more so in North America, of course. This is what is causing the aggression as the police departments are under pressure from the insurance companies to make arrests to fill into the prisons, which are private, and the prisons want their facilities full. This is not talked about. Now, again, none of these people who are saying they're grassroots and we got to do something about this are talking commerce. So scaring kids straight is a lie because the police are under pressure to make arrests. And you've heard officers say that if they haven't made their quota, they'll go arrest a college kid. And in Russia, there was a police officer. He did a video about what they had to do in Russia.
and it got 1 million hits on YouTube, and then they tried to deny what he was saying, and he said, yeah, we were told arrest anybody, even if they're innocent. So all those videos about scaring kids straight, that's a bunch of nonsense. Talk about the quota system that the sheriffs and the police departments and the state troopers talk about, the quotas that they're under. Then all of that pressure you got to take the pressure off them. That'll take the pressure off of everybody. What else is there? So Al, Jesse Jackson, New Black Panther Party, Congressional Black Caucus, NAACP, black lawyers, black judges, black paralegals, black police chiefs, black sheriffs, they all know this. All of them know this. They all know it's a quota system. And by that, they are knowing they are participating in genocide, war crimes, trafficking, and human cargo, crimes against humanity, et al. So this is the reason why, again, you must do SF-181. You don't do it, you don't have no standing on law. White power, white power, white power. That simple. Let me see here. And then there's a link here. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put all the links here. And people can go through and check the links out. I'm going to post this on the Asakata weekly address. Okay, there we go. Oh, and then as we're on that subject, another thing I want to read, Sean Penn, the actor, went on... let me see where he was at. He was on, where is this? He was on Conan, and he said, these are the guys, Cheney and President Bush and some others, who invented Daesh or ISIS. Penn told Conan O'Brien to rapturous audience applause. They really are that which is created. They really are that which created it. So I wanted to give them a shout-out. Thanks for that. So, again, all this stuff they're talking about terrorism, and I read the one from the guy who was the head of the secondary head of the CIA, and he said, all these terrorist attacks, he said, it's the government doing it. They had one up in Canada at the Parliament grounds, and again, they showed that it was an operation. Oh, shoot. They cut me off? Hold on a second. Oh, okay, I'm still on. So they turned around and they acknowledged the fact that it was actually not only was it a drill, they also had cameras, and a director was telling the officers how to come out the building, and then said, okay, go back and let's try that again. I said Shakespeare is very deep. The world is a stage, and all the people are merely players. Very deep. Very deep. Okay. Now I'm going to do the next set here of links so people can turn around and post those. One of the links is Taj, and the Great Seal classes are diminishing and people are waking up. That he's not there to help people except just feed off of them, no different than a parasite. Let's see here. Oh, this one we can't forget. This one I definitely want. Let's see how we do this one here. Okay, this is just to show, so when the subject of morality comes into play, that has no bearing with the United States corporations or any of these corporate corporations. Where are we at here? Let's see. DEA agents had sex parties with prostitutes, Watchdog says. Agents of the Drug, this is March 26th, this was just 2 days ago. Agents of the Drug Enforcement Administration reportedly had sex parties with prostitutes hired by drug cartels in Colombia, according to a new Inspector General report released by the Justice Department on Thursday. In addition, Colombian police officers allegedly provided, quote, protection for the DEA agents' weapons and property during the parties, the report states. 10 DEA agents later admitted attending the parties, and some of the agents received suspensions of 2 to 10 days.
So I'm going to give you all this article. Yeah, so much for church. Okay. I'm posting that on the Atsikata Weekly address. And what else is there? And then the rest I will be posting as well. Let me see. Oh, there's a chief of police in Fresno got caught selling drugs, assistant chief of police, and that was very interesting. And here's some additional links as well. So we're going to go back into questions and then finish up for this week. Just bear with me 1 second, and I'm going to there we go. Oh, wow. Why won't they let me cut these? I want to cut and paste all these in here. There we go. Okay. I'll try one more time. For some reason, it won't let me cut and paste these. Okay, beautiful. There we go. And if everybody goes on Atsikata, earlier today I had put up the, you probably see it on daily postings as well. We had 2 restricted callers a couple days ago. So you can definitely see that we are making, definitely having an effect. Okay, so I'm going to unmute. We're going to go do these questions here and then finish up.
But then he says,
from East Coast,
I'm only going to be around for so long. I'm mostly here right now for the baby's sake. And if you don't start changing, you're going to be in for a world of hurt.
Can you mute your phone? Thank you. Okay, any women on the East Coast that have a question?
Greetings, Greetings. This is Crystal Asset from Florida. I have a question. You were going to explain about mobile talking to the other sister during the first call.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all.
I feel like sometimes for him,
I know you had said you were going to explain that, but then you.
Oh, Moabite?
Pardon?
Right. Moabite, right?
Right. You said you were going to explain because
I was
over here in.
I was going to do that. So let me do it out, and then I'm going to answer the question and come back. Okay.
The Route 21 and the Kroger's over.
Okay. Let me see here. I'm going to send a message to Patty, and if Men Kefra is there, to please tell her to mute her phone, because that is becoming a problem. Mute your phone, please. I can hear Patty talking. Over me. Okay, so let me back in real quick. All right, are you there, sister?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
No, I'm in a truck with Baby and D'Angelo. He just ran in.
Hold on, I got to mute out again. Patty, can you please shut your phone off or mute it? Okay, I'm gonna have a word with Ben Kefra about this.
when the sister asked the question about, said she considered Moab, let's deal with some reality here. And this is where the issue of morality came up that the sister also brought up. And I said morality has nothing to do with it. Do you all know that Moab is a product of incest? Lot had sex with his 2 daughters and gave birth to Moab. So, again, when these Moors are sitting there, you tell me Taj doesn't know this? For all these years, oh, we're Moabites, we're Moabites. Moab is a product of incest. So guess what this means? All the people who are Christian, who know their Bible, are going to look at them as what? Sinners. And then it said the Moabitess women seduced the men of Israel. It's right there. So I can't understand why they still want to keep calling. So which is it? Are you a Moab? Are you a Moabite? Are you Moroccan? Which one are you? But we'll eliminate Moroccan because the Moroccan embassy already confirmed Moorish Americans can't be Moroccans, and then you can't say you're Moorish American because there's no treaty signed with any Moorish people. So what are you? They don't know. That's why the challenge has been out here for these 47 weeks. 47 is also a spiritual number for those that are keeping track. Again, we've already set the standard. Nobody can talk about what we're talking about because this is the centerpiece of the problem. This is the linchpin of the entire system. And if they touch it and they're fiat worshippers, that's it. It's going to crash on them. They can't imagine that. Here, I'm going to mute back in, sister, and I trust that. All right, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, yes. So this was the issue with them calling themselves Moab. The Smurah Science Temple information is from 1928. It is dead information. 99.999% of it is no good. The 0.0001% is valid. But the rest of it, forget it. And again, if they're holding out Tosh to be an authority or Pleasant Bay to be an authority, explain why the Supreme Court judge, what's his name, Justice Scalia said the Constitution is a dead document. Meanwhile, they're telling people, think about this. He's telling you the Constitution is a dead document. It's dead, dead, dead. Like he was like if he was in court sitting on the bench with a gavel going bam, bam, bam. That means it's over. So now, here's what happens. He's telling you that yet police officers and people who are in law enforcement, don't they swear oath to the Constitution?
Yes.
So therefore, if they're swearing the oath to the Constitution and then the Supreme Court Justice John Scalia on the Justice 12 is saying it's dead, are they or are they not taking a false oath?
Yes, that's what they're doing.
So, okay, so let's leave the Constitution out of it and just deal with the fact they're doing a false oath. That's a fictitious conveyance of language under Title 18 U.S.C. Section 1001. Then you get into the genocide, apartheid, rape. Then you get into Title 18 United States Code Section 241, which is what's called a deprivation of rights and denial of due process, because any act that they do is in violation of Title 18. Do you realize every guy who's in law enforcement who swore oath to the Constitution has violated all 50 statutes in the United States Code?
Yes.
All 50 of them, plus the appendix, which is Title 50A appendix, which is actually the 1917 Trading with the Enemy Act, and I'm not even counting the Lieber Code. So when
they're all operating on fraud, everything is operating on fraud.
Fraud, but then you got to, and then once you say it's on fraud, then you go further by saying, okay, this is genocide now. See, notice what they keep saying. See what happened with Taraji Henson from Empire, and she said, they racially profiled her son, and then she had to backtrack and say, no, it wasn't. Actually, it was not the way it went down. You can't use the word racially profile. Black ain't a race. You getting it? When you have your Michael Browns, your Trayvon Martins, and all that stuff, you have to say what? It is genocide. Benjamin Trump can't say the word genocide. Right? He can't say genocide. Who's the other attorney? There is another attorney that was dealing with a lot of those issues. They cannot say it's genocide. Al Sharpton can't say it's genocide. You notice they don't use these words. Jesse Jackson doesn't use the word genocide. Dick Gregory don't use the word genocide.
They keep hollering civil rights, and they know that civil rights is dead, and they know that black has no standards.
Okay, so they're deliberately misleading you all and won't tell the truth. Farrakhan will not say genocide. Can't say it. Because in order for the Nation of Islam to operate, they had to go through the Cardinal to operate in Chicago. They couldn't just set up shop there like that. His son is a police officer. So when the subject of morality comes up, I'm like, what are you talking about? Moab is a product of incest. Now, by modern terms, that's considered taboo, that's considered illegal, all that stuff. So therefore, why would you refer to yourself as a Moab? That, again, goes, these guys in these so-called temples are not teaching people. Oh, let's not forget about the Congressional Black Caucus. They know about this, too.
They leading the people into the fire.
Pardon?
I said they're leading the people into the fire, like the pit.
Yes.
Pulling you into the pit.
Yes. They know. That's why. That's what I'm telling you. Few weeks back, we had 8 unavailable phone numbers. You telling me that free conference call doesn't know who called on their line? 8 are unavailable. Then we had 4 a couple weeks ago that were restricted. Then we had, I think 1 was last week, and then there was 2 restricted calls. 2 days ago. So they're listening. Nubians are waking up. The thing is, its playtime is over. I overstand its programming. That's why, to some degree, I don't get energy in motion, because the logic says, okay, this person can't see this. That's it. They're brain dead mentally. You follow?
Yeah, I follow.
So again, I am white and I'm proud. You're white, and be proud that you're white.
I'm white and I'm proud.
Any other question?
No, that's it.
Hotep. Any other sister? Hotep. Any other woman on the call that has a question? East Coast. Going once. Going twice. That's Kentucky,
peace.
South Carolina. Peace.
It's Dr. Khalifa again. Greetings, sir. I didn't have a question, but I just wanted to make a statement about when I was speaking of image, and you had mentioned it a couple of times too, in regard to our image, Moors in media. It's always kind of the same thing with buffoonery, like the Django you mentioned earlier.
Yes.
Yes. And then you also talked about, and then you talked about Buck and the Preacher. Now, the black, or rather the Moor, used to be a slave in the United States, was considered a buck and a dollar, right? And the female slave was $1. But that's what I mean. That's what I meant by image, not necessarily the color, but how they make us look. Everything from hookers and Aunt Jemima and Atlanta Housewives, especially the women. Now we got Scandal. They own all the networks, so therefore they own our image. So I just was, wanting to say that because it's a responsibility of mine being taught by more instructors at a predominantly black college, quote unquote, they made it very clear that those of us studying media and communications need to be very cautious and careful about our image in media. And so when you mentioned those movies, it just brought me back to that point, especially to Django and Buck and the Preacher. And now we got Atlanta Housewives, and they want us to behave in these manners, so they keep putting that kind of stuff out there, these slave movies, and Birth of a Nation, and, all of these. They have an effect on us psychologically, whether we realize it or not. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
Agreed and accepted. So this is why the thing is, okay, when are these same groups going to start calling out these Jews who are the ones who control Hollywood for putting that image out there? They're not going to, because they're the ones holding the purse strings. So therefore, if someone's holding the purse strings on you, you're a slave, economically, end of story.
Exactly.
But the thing is, they are the ones that are deliberately doing it, because the Jewish mantra is they look at anyone who is not a Jew as a goyim, as an animal.
Right.
So all this Anti-Defamation League and all this anti-Semitism is a bunch of nonsense. Because tell us what you all believe. You can't go up into the synagogues like that. Because if you go up in there and you see what they do, just like I read the Sanhedrin last week, they said, a goyim should be treated like an animal. So that's how they view you. So they can say anti-Semitism all day long. Your Sanhedrin says you are to treat goyim as animals. So you look at us as animals then. Now we got to change the whole format. Because according to Exodus chapter 23, verse 9, it says they're not to oppress a stranger.
Right.
See, so it's a bunch of hypocrisy. That's why they use that. They acknowledged, they said, they worship Lucifer. The Rabbi Finkelstein interview on the Turner Network, he admitted, yes, this is what we do. So I was like, okay, so that's it. I got hip with that. Ritual murder. They take the blood, put it in the Passover. Passover is going to be over. It's going to be on in what? In a week? No. Next week. Next Friday's Passover. So watch for Nubian children, or even so-called white children, Caucasian children, to go missing.
Yeah.
So that's how it is. Any other woman on the call that has a question? East Coast. Going once, going twice, going 3 times. Okay, now we're going to go to the men in the Eastern time zone. There is a brother that was calling from Michigan. Are you still on?
Yeah.
Yes. You had a question?
I have a question about the cover letter. About where it says farm. Do you put your indigenous name down there, or do you put your the one you have from birth down there?
You can put your indigenous appellation there, now known as.
Oh, put now known as?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I appreciate that. That was my question that I had to ask. I just want you to know that Ron Cole from Michigan, and I'm putting the word out. All my peoples and all my brothers and my family and people are starting to come around finally, and they're starting to wonder about this SF 181 form, and starting to get on the weeklies, and they're starting to listen, and they're starting to try to pick up and understand what's going on, so we all can understand and get this taken care of and do something about it now that we know.
Okay. For the people that you talk to, you can make it real simple for them. They're living a real life Monopoly game. They'll grasp that.
I can.
And there's a rule book. The rule book is simple. Black has no stand in that law.
Yeah, that's the word we spread. That's the word. That's it. The black has no stand in that law. Black. They're killing us. They're beating us. They're doing what they want to do because you have no standing at law. You have to empower yourself. You have to learn. You need to go to the weeklies. You have to learn about this SF-181 form. You got to empower ourselves.
And you got to say you have to start claiming your proper ethnicity, which is white and Native American. But white is the most. White covers all of that.
Right, and I try to explain to them that we are the creators of the white race. First of all, we was here first, so don't think that's the pale skin, the yellow skin that you see, and the people that you call white people. See, we created this. We are the original white race. First of all.
There you go.
So I'm spreading the word, brother. You can go on my site and check it out around the phone. I'm spreading anytime I see any violence against any so-called white against black, and I'm letting them know because you have no standard. You have no power at law. You have to get your form, your 181 form. You have to get it done. You have to go to the weekly addresses and listen and learn. That's what we're doing.
Much appreciated. Keep it going up there in Motor City.
Yes, sir. Much appreciated to you, Chief. I love what you're doing, and you're doing the right thing. We have to have someone. We need more of you. We definitely need more of you.
Well, the universe will respond. That is not something I'm too particularly worried about. There's more of me. Like I said, I'm like Agent Smith in the Matrix. I can copy myself, so I'm not worried about that. There is more of me out there. Know that. I'm talking to one.
We need to hear the word. We need to know that you're here for us and we're here for you, and we all here together. And this is what we need to do to empower ourselves. White power, white power, white power.
White power.
White power. Appreciate it, Chief. Thanks.
Welcome. You're quite welcome. Hotep. Okay, any other man on the East Coast that has a question? East Coast. Going once, going twice, going 3 times. All right, we go to Central Time Zone. That's Saskatchewan, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, Illinois, Wisconsin, Minnesota. Any women on the call? Mississippi, Louisiana that have a question? Any women going Central Time Zone? Going once? Going twice? Going 3 times? Okay. Yes?
Does that video? I don't know if you want to talk about that.
All right. Okay. Any men on the Central Time Zone that have a question from Indiana, Illinois, Arkansas, Alabama, Texas that have a question? Going once?
Yeah.
Going twice? Going 3 times? Okay. Any going over to the next time zone, Pacific and Mountain Standard, Nevada, Colorado, New Mexico, Arkansas, California, Montana, Edmonton, and Vancouver. Any women on the call that have a question? Going once? Okay, I'm not muted. I didn't mute anybody. Okay, No, everything's here. Oh, they're muting me.
No, I was talking. You couldn't hear me talking?
I heard you say, can you hear, and then your voice went out. Okay, so am I missing? Is somebody being missed? I'll go back to Central Time Zone. Is anybody in Central Time Zone that had a question? Man or woman, doesn't matter. Going once, going twice, going 3 times. I'm not hearing anything, okay?
Okay.
Go in the next time zone. That's probably free conference calls probably doing this. Because, see, now I'm hearing all the sound.
Hotep, Chief.
Hotep, okay.
Hey, this is Anu again. Did you call West Coast again?
No, not yet. I want to go back to Central because it looks like something happened from when I finished Eastern. When I went to Central, something happened. So let me go to Central, and I work my way up to the east, back to the west, I mean.
All right, I'll stand by.
Okay. Anybody, any women or men in the Central Time Zone, Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, Wisconsin, Illinois, that have a question? Doesn't matter, man or woman. Going once, going twice, going 3 times. Okay. Now we're going to go to Western, which is Pacific and Mountain Standard. Wyoming, Colorado, New Mexico, California, Nevada. Any men or women that have a question?
What's up? It's Anu again.
Yes.
Quick question. Just a technicality question. I've got a situation. It's a situation with the IRS, with the Franchise Tax Board.
With the what?
The Franchise Tax Board and the IRS.
Well, I don't know what contract you have with the Franchise Tax Board, so I'd have to see that to see exactly what that's about.
Okay, basically from monies that the fiction Carlton Sherrod earned back in certain years in the past. Supposedly I owe a certain amount of money to the Franchise Tax Board for the state of California and the IRS. Now, my question about that is, I'm actually right at the cusp of getting my statutory claim completed, which will be done by Wednesday.
Yes.
And I wanted to see if I should have a tax professional here on the public side get everything in order so that they can't, raid my account and everything, because they've done it a couple times.
Yeah, but you're going to have to file your claim, but you have to put your file, when you get your claim done by Wednesday, and if you get it notarized and everything ready to go, by the time you put that, you can tender that to them, to the IRS office in your location.
I can tender it to them. What do you mean by that?
Tender. You're presenting it. That's what's called.
Presenting it.
See?
Okay.
See how language?
You're
tendering it to them. Because now if they have an issue with what's on the claim, they have to rebut it.
Okay. So
because it's going to go in it's going to go in the file. Once it goes in the file, then the subject of the fact that you're in compliance with the 1666 and the 1707 Cestui Vi Trust Act, because who was the individual, quote unquote, that amended the Social Security Act?
Who was the individual that amended the Social Security Act?
Yeah, quote unquote.
It was one of the presidents back in 1913. Is that correct?
Nope, you're guessing. So you ain't read it yet.
All right.
It's Elizabeth II. That's why I gave you that Texas judge says he takes his orders from England.
Right.
So
right.
in 1997,
I saw that last night.
Yeah, okay. So 1997 is when she amended it, and that's also the same year that the race and classifications were changed in that same year.
Right.
So again, like I was saying before, Nubians are about almost 20 years or 18 years behind. Let's go through this again, because I don't think this registered as we're closing out. 1997 was when the race and ethnicity were changed. This is 2015, and you still have Nubians calling themselves black.
Right.
And then 7 years ago or 6 years ago, when Barack got into office, he said what? Black has no standing at law. So now why is Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, Benjamin Crump, Judge Mathis, Judge Joe Brown, why are these guys still continuing? Because they worship Mammon, they worship the fiat.
Right.
Barack is saying that Tom Joyner don't know what to do. Like I said, I've been lambasting him for the longest, and then this is the same man that went on, the guy who does all the ancestry stuff for all the celebrities, and this was your ancestor, and here is the record, you know. And then he said, yeah, Tom Joyner's family, I think one of the ancestors had land, but then they got accused of something, got hung, and then they got an exoneration how many 100 years later. So I'm like, why are you not saying that black has no standing at law? That's the foundation of this, if you want to call it prison system, matrix system, economic bondage, is that right there, that one statement alone. That's why Barack can tell you all the truth and laugh, because he'll put it in a joke and everybody will laugh with him. Meanwhile, he's telling you all the facts.
Right. Okay.
So that's why you have to know that claim inside and out. That's what the links are there for. You have to read it. You have to know it. You said 1913. No, no. You got to be laser sharp. You can't be walking up into an office. You can't go up into an office, or you can't send it out there, and then if they call, or they're more likely they're going to write back, and then you can't explain, well, why did you send this, in case they want to get stupid. You said, I sent it because you guys are doing a maritime contract, and since I have a Social Security number, your IRS manual 21.7.13.3.2.2, we used to put it in, and my wife's used to come up, mine used to come up, and then they Google went and scrambled everything because people were watching it and say, what the hell? It says there, an infant is in a state of grantor, trust, deed, executor. Infant is in a state of a grantor, trustor, that has yet, etc., that has yet to receive a Social Security number. So when you have a Social Security number and you have a name, that means it's a maritime claim. The maritime claim has to be voided out once you have presented that. Therefore, you're not what? Lost at sea. The missing piece. Right. The missing piece is the 1666 and the 1707 Cestui Trust Act. Why? Because that is out of the UK, and most people in the United States, quote unquote, corporations don't even look beyond the walls. That's why you won't see that. Right. When you get that, and then you present that with Elizabeth amending the Social Security, why do you think the IRS is in so much trouble now? Mm-hmm. So now what does this mean? Everybody is sitting there like, hold on a second. You're doing this, and you're still enforcing a maritime lien when, according to the IRS's own manual, which is underneath the Vatican again, is basically should not be collecting. So what they're doing is making you work for the money that was prepaid that you should have gotten as a beneficiary. Now you're acting as a trustee.
Right. Okay. So going back to my question, then what you're telling me is then I should have a tax professional get everything sorted out and then tender my
No, I didn't say that. I said turn that in. That's what you're implying. I didn't imply that either. I said you're dealing directly with the IRS. I don't know all the parameters of the issue you're dealing with. I would have to see that to even make a comment on that. I'm dealing strictly with the claim, because once you file that in and you put that claim in, that gets routed through their whole system. They'll have that on file. Anything further happening after that is a consultation. And then if I were to say, okay, yeah, use that guy, and there's a basis around how you can instruct him on what to do. But the point, though, is right now, as of at this moment, you need to read every link on that statutory claim. You better read every document, and you better know it.
Okay. All right. Overstood. I'll do that. And then would you like me to send you an email with an explanation of the parameters of the Franchise Tax Board and IRS?
Yeah, I'll look at that, but like I said, that's a consultation, and you and I will have to talk about that. I'd have to look and see, like you can send that to me, and we'll go from that point on.
No problem. Okay, and in the meanwhile, I will absorb that statutory claim. I've got your statutory claim, and I've got every link on there, so I'm going to go through and study and know all that.
Yes.
All right, Chief. Well, once again, blessings, Hotep, white power, all that good stuff.
White power. Okay, any other, Hotep, any other man on the Mountain Standard Pacific time zone that has a question? Going once. Going twice. going 3 times.
What's up?
Okay, anyone on Skype that has a question? Okay, Dakota. Okay, and Aaron. Okay, we'll go with Dakota first. You turn your microphone on. Greetings.
Quick question.
Yes.
What's the indigenous name for Tennessee? I can't find it.
Oh, for Tennessee? Hold on a second. I'll just do a Google search. You could have do the Google search.
Hey, I just had a new baby this morning.
Oh, you just had a new baby? I see. I told you. I knew you too. I knew ever since that Agni Hotra. I said, you too? Tennessee. Okay, I'm just Googling it right now. I had a website with all the indigenous names for all the different states, and I have to find that. Okay. Let's see. History. Tennessee history. Etymology. Okay. Okay. The earliest variant of the name that became Tennessee was recorded by Captain Juan Pardo, the Spanish explorer, when he and his men passed through an American Indian village named Tanasqui. So there you go. That's spelled Tanasqui. I'm going to put the link here. I'm going to give you the chat here, and then I'm going to put it on that Takata Weekly address, so everybody can see. Anybody that wants to ask me a question on Facebook, go ahead, put your Facebook question in, and then I'll answer it once I'm done the Skype. So take full advantage of it right now. Okay, so I just posted the link off of Wikipedia, of course, and Tanasqui in 1567 was when they were there, and if you add the 1567, you get 19. While traveling, this was his name, Captain Juan Pardo, the Spanish explorer, when he and his men passed through an American Indian village named Tanasqui in 1567 while traveling inland from South Carolina. In the early 18th century, British traders encountered a Cherokee town named Tennessee, or Tennessee, in present-day Monroe County, Tennessee. The town was located on a river of the same name, now known as the Little Tennessee River, and appears on maps as early as 1725. It is not known whether this was the same town as the one encountered by Juan Pardo, although recent research suggests that Pardo's Tanasqui was located at the confluence of the Pigeon River and the French Broad River near modern Newport. The meaning and origin of the word are uncertain. Some accounts suggest it is a Cherokee modification of an earlier Yuchi word. It has been said to mean meeting place, winding river, or river of the Great Bend. According to James Mooney, the name cannot be analyzed and its meaning is lost. What else? Okay. That's it. Is there anything else? Yeah, that's okay. So that's what you got to work with.
Thank you. That's for my homework.
All right. Okay. And Aaron, you got a question? Hotep.
I had 2 questions. Before they're able to get the land back,
yes.
Do you have plans to resurvey the land?
Okay. The question I've asked, this is for people on the call because they may not be able to hear you. So when the Moors get the land back, you ask me if will I be resurveying the land?
Yes, that's correct.
No, there's not going to be a resurvey. I guess one way they could look at it, but what it is putting things back the way they were originally before the overlay was done.
Right.
And this is why when it comes to certain nations, when they have disputes among themselves, I would be able to come in and as the plenipotentiary mediate as per their their tribal custom or tradition. You follow? And that was the reason. That's the reason for that. I had already, because what happened was the U.S. Secretary of the Interior, because they're having free trade zones now, the free trade zones in Chinese are going to be able to basically set up the work camps that they have in China. They'll be able to bring them into the U.S. because the U.S. owes China. So I contacted Secretary of the Interior. I even contacted China directly and was like, I've sent them the facts. We have it out there. And I was like, look, you have to consult with us. So again, the whole nature of us melaninites is the problem. You're using incorrect syntax when interfacing with these entities. So now, if they give a definition that you may not like the definition white. However, the U.S. government is saying anyone having origins in the original peoples of Europe, the Middle East, and North Africa. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to accept that for value, honor, consideration eternally until they decide, or if they decide to change it, which they can't. Because if they change it, that's a confession that the U.S. is committing genocide against all of us. Now, the ones who are going to be entitled to any compensation and restitution like the Moor Science Temple teaches, they're not going to get that as a Moor. They're not going to get as a Moor from that standpoint. They're not going to get it as a Moab. They're not going to get it as a Moorish American. Moor, granted, is 667 under the Center for Disease Control codification. However, because of the fact you're doing contracts, and North Africa included Moors, Egyptians, include all of that. And so this is something that's so simple. And for those that say they go to church and all that, what did Jesus say? He said, I shall make the meek to dumbfound the wise. Right? The brother who's from Egypt, who was the professor and was fighting all these years to get classified as black. Now here I'll read it again, right? Because it just shows that programming. People have to learn to be adaptable as things change and not become stagnant and restricted and just say, okay, that's it, and get in a pattern, a set pattern, I mean. It says the categories do not denote scientific definitions of anthropological origins. So they're not talking about history. They're not talking about anthropology. They're not talking about any of that. They're talking, it says, the designations are used to categorize U.S. citizens. U.S. is a corporation, so the citizen has to be a corporation. Non-resident aliens, which are people who are coming outside that want to come in that have to convert themselves into what? A corporation. And other eligible non-citizens. So those who are not eligible to be a citizen but can still interface.
Right.
So that's why no one else out there, these guys are talking all this other stuff out there, and they're not doing that. So therefore, now you can't even bring the UN International Decade for People of African Descent because I'm an African American. Well, which country in Africa? Boom. If you can't answer that, you're done. Now, if you're calling yourself black, no, you have no standing outlaw, so you can't use that either. You see how I've knocked out 2 of those already? So you see, that's why Malik Shabazz has to run, Farrakhan has to run, the Wahhabians can't say nothing, Nation of Islam can't say nothing, Hebrew Israelites got to keep their mouth shut. Everybody's forgetting the obvious. It's like air. You're doing commerce every day, whether it doesn't have to necessarily be fiat. Offer, acceptance, compliance. Or if the offer is invalid, you can reject it. So the only way is like, who do you know on the planet that has anything remotely close to having any sort of a claim against this system? Who? Who do you know?
Nobody other than you.
Okay. So therefore, I'm David going up against Goliath, and other people can join, but the ones who see will come. The other ones who don't see, they're going to still be going in that rat circle in the cage, going round and round, circle 7. That's why it's called circle 7. 7 is a perfect number, and you put the God inside the circle so he can't get out. That's why Taj is running, Cujo's keeping his mouth shut, and who's the other one? Sabir Bey, Alim Bey, rest of these guys, it's all breaking down now. And then they want to act like they don't see me, and it's the same issue we have internationally. Everyone acts like they don't see us. So I'm like, fine, I can work with that. But that means we are what? The visible representation of the invisible God. That's why they don't see us. So your next question.
The next question is it important for Moors to know Masonry?
Okay, now the question is, this is for people on the call, is it important for Moors to know Masonry? Do you know what the word Mason means?
I was taught it means to be a builder, not just of stone masonry, like builder of civilization and agriculture, but you can also be operative and speculative.
Okay, well when you say operative and speculative, that's coming out of Duncan's.
Okay.
Because so I know about that. So now operative and speculative coming out of Duncan's. Now keep one thing in mind. Mason means my son. Next thing, the charters. The Grand Lodge in England, their charter is expired. Who did they get their charter? Do you know who they got their charter from?
No, man.
They got it from us, Moors.
Okay.
George Washington was inducted. That's why when you see pictures, they can't wear their fez out on the street. They could only wear it in the lodge or in the temple. So when they're out in the public, except for a parade, of course, they can't wear their tools. Not even the Black Masons. So now you have the next issue is the Grand Lodge in England charter is expired. Therefore, they would be considered what? Clandestine.
Okay, yeah, I heard that.
Then the Prince Hall Lodge, they get their charter from who? The Grand Lodge in England, which means what? They're what? Clandestine. So therefore, now they learn. It was the other way around. We taught them. Now that it's like the son teaching the father, even though the son is still a baby. That's not going to happen. But this is what's going on. That's why the Prince Hall won't talk about that. House Negroes. Listen, I only got to say one thing. SF-181. Till you all can beat that one piece of paper, challenge out worldwide. Here it is. Here it is again, because we're closing up. I know some of the Prince Halls going to be, yo, man, that ain't right. I'm like, look, you got fooled. You got hoodwinked. You still hoodwinked. Don't get mad at me. The challenge right now to any of these guys out here, Standard Form 181. Right? Polite should take that and do a debate with that. Not. He's too busy posing with Fiat in his underwear. Oh, yeah, I saw the picture. I was like, what is this? Why do black people hate when black people get money? I was like, what? That ain't money. That's fiat. That's all an illusion you holding. Huh? In your boxer shorts and your shirt? I'm like, come on, man. I saw the picture. We got it. And I'm sitting there like, okay, so it goes back to what Al has in his videos, where he talks about the initiation that some of these artists have to go through and how they have to dress and pose, where they become eye candy for massa. White power, white power, white power.
White power. All right, thanks, Chief.
You're quite welcome. So I'm going to go on the anybody who got questions on Facebook. If not, then that is it for this week.
Greetings, Chief.
Greetings. Who is this?
This is Chris in Fayetteville.
Greetings. Okay, you get an exception. Let's do this. Let's do this.
Yes. What happened? You already indigenous to the land, and you go and apply for a job, and they do a hair particle for a drug test. Can they allow to do that?
They do a what?
A hair particle where they take a hair sample, where they take a piece of your hair and take it for a sample for drugs.
Yeah.
Are they allowed to do that even though you're indigenous?
Do you got a UCC1 financing statement?
No, I'm not there yet.
Okay. So therefore, unless you sign UCC 1-3 without prejudice, you basically giving them your DNA.
Okay, well I do sign that, but
okay, that's fine. That's all that you can do at this moment. If you want to get the job, these are the terms. So if you say, okay, I'll give you my hair sample, but I'm gonna put UCC 1-3 without prejudice. So they don't have your DNA stack someplace, and said, you was out someplace in another state. He said, what are you talking about? I was taking my wife to the movies. Oh, well, we got your DNA over here in Utah.
Yeah. Okay.
Greetings.
Okay, that's all.
All right, Hotep.
I got another question for you. Hold on, Stephen Lewis want to talk to you real quick. How you doing, Chief?
I am that I am. White Power. How are you doing?
White Power. I'm doing all right. My name is Stephen Lewis, and my mother's Chris Giles. I mean, my other Giles, my stepdad Chris Giles, and I did statutory declaration, and he sent it to you through the email. I'm trying to see if you get to it yet.
Did you just send it today? Your SF-81?
At least a couple of weeks ago, I do believe so. Yeah, I done the SF-81.
No, I think I put that up. I think we published that.
I don't think you've seen it, but yeah, he said he didn't publish it yet.
I sent it to you so you can look at it for him, and then they got to send it back to me so he'll go ahead and get it notarized. So we go ahead and scan it and send it to you.
Okay, well, hold on, let's see here. I'm looking at I'm just checking something here out. A couple weeks ago, because I'm looking up, okay, I see statutory claims, statutory declaration. Did you have a specific subject in there?
I think I did.
I'm not seeing it. This is Stephen M. Lewis statutory declaration. Okay.
Yeah.
Stephen Montreal Lewis. Let me see if it's asterisk, because if it isn't, okay, it's not. So this is January 14th. That's a what? Hold on. Yeah. Let me check here. Let me check my scribe because in case that was there. Let me see. Oh, come on now. Trying to get back to the scribe and it won't. Okay, there we go. 1. Okay, number 1. January 14th. Let me see here. Because if not, then then that means all I have to do is just do it. Is all. Because I don't see how Bertha, Daryl Wade, Delonte, Cordero, Dockery, because I did Cordero's. His was done 18 days ago. Okay, so Cordero's is done. So I'll just asterisk it. I'll get that done and send it back to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also,
right.
Nick got a question. He did his declaration, and we had made a copy, but we missed the notarize on it. Can we still send you to scan it, send it to you, or we got to go ahead and get it?
You didn't notarize the statutory declaration?
Yes, we made a copy of, but we missed a part of the seal.
You have to have that direct. You missed part of the seal.
Yeah, when I made a copy of it, yes.
It's notarized though, right?
Yes.
Well, rescan it.
Okay.
The people need to see that it was notarized.
Okay, so you see that it's notarized. Okay. Okay, Chief.
Hotep, Chief.
Hotep.
Hotep, how you doing?
I am that I am.
What he's making reference to, Chief, is that I made a copy of Nicholas' statutory declaration, and the seal, when it copied it out, it didn't get all the seal. But what he's asking is,
to be able to send it and put it out public, that seal needs to be seen, right?
Yeah.
Say it again, Chief?
Yes.
Yes. So what we have to do, since I didn't get a copy completed and the original paper is already gone, so what do we have to do on that now?
What original paper is gone? Where is it?
Well, we sent it out to the governor.
Why would you send out your original?
Well, we did. And we didn't get, and then when I copied it,
I told you all to send a copy. Chris, I just spoke with him about a couple weeks ago about that. You don't send out your original.
Well,
I said you send him a copy.
Yes, we got it mixed up, and we sent out the original. And now we're having problems because when I copied it, the notary part didn't come through. So we have a problem.
Go get it re-notarized again.
And resend it?
No, because you already sent it off to the governor. Go get it re-notarized. You already sent them original. He got one.
Yeah, we have one. We got one. All right, Chief, just a little problem, and I wanted to make sure.
It's not a problem. It's just like I said. I mean, I keep things real simple. I know sometimes people can't believe it's that simple. It is.
It is that simple. It's a small mistake. It is that simple.
You can't mess up. You can't mess up making grits now.
Okay, will do. And heard. All right.
Hotep.
Hotep.
What's up?
Oh, this is Michael. I was just really trying to find out if me and my wife did the statutory declarations on Thursday, and I was trying to figure out, do we need to post it now, or do we have to wait till we get that green card back?
No, you don't have to wait. No, you don't have to. You can go ahead and upload it.
Okay.
And when you get the green card, then you scan that and attach that in what you've already uploaded, because one will be a before, and one will be an after. So they can see what you had before you sent it, registered it, and then when you get the card back, then they see here is it after.
Okay.
All right?
All right. I think we'll do that tonight.
And then just, make sure you put up on the SF181 page on Facebook, and you're good to go.
Okay. The SF. Okay.
Or no, that was statutory declaration you were saying, right?
Yes, correct.
Yeah, because we don't have a statutory declaration page, but we do have links on Scribe. So if you go to my page on Scribe, Plenipotentiary 999, on Scribe you'll see it.
Okay. Also, we send it there?
No, you can look and see. You can look and see it, and then that this is what it looks. People's done it, and you can email that to me, and I can put it up there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can send me the scan. All right.
All right.
All right then. So with that, you're quite welcome. So with that, since nobody else has any other questions, that's it for this week. Much appreciated. Nuk anfinu hamudat ila entutim. Nuk anfinu hamudmul ila pa orishas, wa nitiru, wa Anunnaki, lihaza nadu. I give gratitude and appreciation to the Orishas, the Nitiru, the Anunnaki, for this call. Abyud Gadur, Abyud Gadur, Abyud Gadur. Always remember, white power, white power, white power, and there's no stopping our white power. Hotep.
Hotep.
Hotep. Hotep. Hotep.
Rahawat.
Beautiful.
One thoughts a lot.
do? I ate that. I didn't have no breakfast.